What'd she call Harper?
Oh, you mean Jablonski Auto Body LLC.
We actually sold the twins naming rights.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days. Here he comes.
Oasis, Breeze, Tan, and Scott.
You need a tan? I'm your man. Can do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us. The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
I've always been an active person. Yoga is a big part of who I am. I love how it makes me feel. But not long ago, I felt I had to hang up this old yoga mat. You see, I have symptomatic obstructive HCM, which left me so short of breath. I felt like a bystander in my own life. So I talked to my cardiologist, and he prescribed Camzyos. He said it works by targeting what's causing my obstructive HCM.
Camzyos is used to treat adults with symptomatic obstructive HCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and ability to be active. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with a serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor.
What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How the hell is everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a great fucking day, because I sure am, because we got Xfinity Racing from Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth, Texas.
With Camzyos reducing my symptoms, I've gone from sitting on
Certainly
the
looking
sidelines
forward to
to
it.
being back in the game. My name is Stephanie, and this is my Camzyos moment. Call your cardiologist today and see if a Camzyos moment may be in your future too.
At Ace, explore the full lineup of Weber grills. The Weber Spirit Gas Grill, Searwood Pellet Grills for searing and smoking, and the Rust-Resistant...
Yeah, it's the Andy's Frozen Custard 300 from Texas Motor Speedway, Fort Worth, Texas. Beautiful weather today. It's going to be great.
Opportunities for a good time. Family-friendly entertainment meets race fans' need for speed from sun up to sundown. Kick off summer with a bang and discover why a NASCAR race in Michigan, baby, is anything but slow. Get your tickets today at mispeedway.com.
But yeah, this race is going to be good. Last year it had a photo finish in this race, and I wasn't live for that, which really sucked. But I'm live today, and it probably won't be a photo finish. It'll probably just be like, I don't know, not as good because I'm watching.
Sullivan's Crossing, season premiere Wednesday, May 14th on the CW.
I will be right back.
Ryan Phelps has grown his car dealerships by helping thousands of customers regardless of credit history. Ryan Phelps Auto has 21 lenders for good credit, bad credit, and really bad credit with over 200 vehicles available and a buy here, pay here option.
Just because your credit's bad doesn't mean that you have to buy from some place like this. My staff cares about its reputation, so it's certainly going to care about you.
Good credit, bad credit with A+ reputation. Visit RyanPhelps.com and see why everyone's buying from Ryan.
Hi, I'm Mike. And I'm Zach from Charles Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical. Summers are only getting hotter. It's time to start thinking about how to stay cool by replacing your old, inefficient air conditioner. So call today for a free estimate on a new Carrier Central Air Conditioning System. That's Charles Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical. 457-6911. And remember, we're the nice guys.
They're the heroes of the Baxter House, icons of intelligence.
How do you know all this? 6 years of graduate school, 7 minutes on the internet.
Titans of trends.
You love it?
Legends of leadership.
If you don't want to go, just say you don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
You're going.
It's the Baxter Girls.
So great.
Witness their powers combined on Last Man Standing.
Weeknights at 6 on CW6.
The action is about to heat up as the Xfinity Series takes on Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, put my shirt on backwards.
Village sidelined after sustaining a back injury at Dega. It's Kyle Larson who's been tapped to pilot the number 88 JRM Chevy.
How we fucking doing?
Thanks to his fill-in. Connor's actually here this weekend to support his team with the hope that he can learn as much as he can from Larson. Larson won at Bristol in his last Xfinity.
Oh, I wasn't cleaning. I was
Now let's go trackside to get things
changing my
started
shirt.
for pre-race ceremonies.
Please rise as you're able. Remove your hats, and veterans render a hand salute as the 1st Cavalry Division Honor Guard from Fort Cavazos, Texas, presents our nation's colors. Here to offer today's invocation, please welcome from the Texas Alliance Raceway Ministries, Brett Schisler.
Would you please pray with me? Most loving and gracious God, we come to you today and we thank you. We thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you for the chance to come together and to pray as free people. And Lord, we thank you for the men and women all over the world that help to protect that freedom. Lord, as we come to you today, we also ask for your safety. We ask that you be there with each and every one of the drivers, all of the crews, all of the safety workers, the fans, and our world. And Lord, we finally come to you today, and we ask that you would give us the wisdom and the will to understand what you have for each one of us. It is in the strong and beautiful name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we are the opportunity here today to pray. Amen.
Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome country singer and contestant on season 26 of The Voice, Rowdy Shay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yeah, America. America.
200 laps, 300 miles on deck. But before we get to any of it, we've got the
Song Faster Horses is good. Never heard of that guy. Larson driving today is bad since Cruz could have, yes. So, some news that came out over the week, Connor Zilisch is not racing today because of lower back injuries that he sustained at Talladega last week. He was able to get out of the car under his own power, so that's a good sign. He wasn't like stretchered or anything.
Do it for less at Harbor Freight.
But a lower back injury is similar to what Austin Terrio had. I don't know if you guys remember him or if you remember that crash, but at Las Vegas in 2015, he had a terrible crash, and he had to get like stretchered off. Had a lower back injury, and I think missed the next because that was Las Vegas, and he came back for the Homestead race. But
the National Weather Desk covers America's
so how long was that? So I think he missed like 3 or 4 races, but they don't race every week. So I'm just trying to estimate how long Zilisch's recovery would be. Yeah, Vegas was on October 3rd of 2015, and Homestead was on November 20th of 2015. So, yeah, he missed 4 races, but obviously they didn't race every week. So that's about a month and a half that he was out. And the Xfinity doesn't race until, I think, Charlotte.
You don't have a dog.
I'm pretty sure. After today. So they have like 3 off weeks. Pretty sure. Yeah, they have 3 off weeks, so I mean, I think at most Connor Zilisch will miss like 3 races. I think at most, because June 14th. After today, it's just May 24th, May 31st, and then there's not another race until June 14th. So honestly, I think Connor Zilisch. I mean, hopefully this is the only race he misses, but I think it's more likely it'll be like 3. But also the injury wasn't as bad. It doesn't look like, because he was able to walk away. Maybe a little less.
Texas is wild. This racetrack is treacherous. Big crash. Now we have cars spinning. You gotta be like a surgeon out there.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to have Rajah Caruth in that car. But yes, Kyle Larson is racing in the 88 car today because of the injury. He is starting in 20th. My win pick today is Justin Allgaier. I think he wins.
Phrases about Texas right now. Here are the facts. The Xfinity Series is taken on Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, that was a bad one too.
Everybody wants a win today, but some might want it a bit more. Kim?
That's right, Carla. Last weekend at Talladega, it was heartbreak for Jed Burton, who's within mere inches of getting his first win of the season. Overcome with frustration the majority of the week, the driver of the number 27 told me the best thing he can do to get over it and move on is to get back in the race car. This team still has a lot to be proud of coming into Texas with back-to-back top 10 finishes. Those 2 weekends earning over 40 points has put them sitting solidly in the 9th position in the playoff standings, Dylan.
Well, Kim, Harrison Burton described to me what his AM Racing team is searching for as consistent upfront speed. They're getting there, 2 straight top 10s the last couple of weeks, but these mile-and-a-half racetracks coming up are always a great litmus test of who's really in the ballpark. Harrison was a winner here in 2020, can see the lead from 5th, which is where he starts today. And speaking of cars near the front, Sheldon Creed, who starts behind him in 6th, told me yesterday, I've got to get qualified better. That's hurt us the last few weeks. Well, courtesy of a good
got Ryan Sieg.
Today, his best starting spot since
Do you think he's going to get his revenge? Ryan Sieg doesn't win races. That's the only problem with that prediction, is that Ryan Sieg doesn't win.
To run it back this afternoon at Texas after winning this race last
He just
year,
refuses
the
to.
second closest finish in Xfinity Series history, and that's exactly what could energize this team after 4 straight finishes of 11th or worse. Crew chief Jason Trenteri lamented to me that the last handful of weeks have been...
If I can meet Ryan Sieg, that'd be the one question I ask him. Why do you hate winning so much?
And get back there.
Like, you just never do it. Like, you got a problem with winning?
The 2025 season. We'll see what they can do here today, starting from the 7th position. Now, let's get things going with the most famous words in motorsports.
Here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome the CEO and president of Andy's Frozen Custard, Andy Coots and his family. What a beautiful day from our family to your family.
Andy
Since
Cunts.
1986, welcome to the Andy's Frozen Custard 300 at Texas Motor Speedway. Drivers, start your engine!
Ready to go racing. Round 12 of the season for the Xfinity Series is almost underway. The green flag at Texas is on the way when we come back on the CW.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Let's just get a closer look.
5 immersive worlds. What amazing theme park. Our universe will never be the same.
Oh, you gotta see this.
Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort.
You know, sometimes my life could be a little crazy. That's why when you find stability, you gotta grab it and hold on to it. Like how Verizon just lets you lock in a low price for 3 years. Even if you're already a customer. Is that even real? That's not just for me. And they give you a free phone on any plan. Who's doing that? Nobody. Come on, what's better than that? Probably nothing. Yeah, nothing.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California,
Brake pads.
to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
Don't miss your chance to race for the millions.
Finalists, are you ready?
The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back. Enter now to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race at the Phoenix Raceway, where you could take home $1 million. The race for the million is on. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR. Home to the NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
When migraine strikes, do you question the trade-offs of treating? Ubrelvy is another option. It works fast, and most have migraine pain relief within 2 hours. You can treat it anytime, anywhere. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Don't take if allergic or with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Get help right away for allergic reactions like trouble breathing, face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, which may occur hours to days after. Side effects include nausea and sleepiness. Migraine pain relief starts with you. Learn how AbbVie can help you save on Ubrelvy.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Texas, welcome to CW Sports coverage of the Andy's Frozen Custard 300.
The men's are fired.
54,000 treat combos to wow your taste buds. Visit Andy's today. Great day here in Texas. Welcome into the broadcast booth, everybody, with Parker Kligerman. I'm Adam Alexander.
You're not in
It's
Texas.
going to be a great day.
It's a lie.
Long because it's all about dessert. You know, we're skipping right to the end here. Hey, let's talk about this racetrack. Texas is challenging and it is fast.
It's incredibly fast. We're talking over 190 miles an hour into turn 1. It's super fast in turn 3 and 4, but it's also very treacherous.
So yeah, what are the what's the race breakdown?
So one of the big storylines we'll be talking about all day long, rookie Connor Zilic out with
All right.
back injury. Kyle
So
driving the 88 today.
Right, and the last time we saw him in the Xfinity Series afterwards, I want to embarrass the Xfinity Series.
the stages are stage 1 is lap 45. That is when the first stage ends, 45 laps. Stage 2 is also 45 laps. That'll be lap 90. And then the final 110 laps is the final stage. There is a caution on lap 20, though. So we will be keeping our eyes out for that. Fuel run is 60 to 65 laps, so the first 2 stages you will not have to pit under green. But in the final stage, if it went green, you would. But yeah, looking forward to a good race today. I said that I was probably going to be live for Game 7 tonight. I don't think I'm going to do that. The Nuggets and Clippers. I don't think I'm going to be live for that. It doesn't sound like the vibe.
Yeah, it'd be a fun challenge.
I mean, it would be fun, but like, I'm kind of tired.
Throughout the race and work with the JRM team, and yeah, hoping to have a good day.
Well, I can tell you that if you're going to make passes, it's probably going to happen in turn 1. You said it's turn 3 and 4 could be sketchy.
But I'll be live on Monday night for an NBA stream.
Yeah, I think I always feel like early in the race you can make good passes and you can exit 2 really well, low. And then I think as the race progresses, that, you know, kind of second, third lane in 1 and 2 usually comes in, and then you can start carrying more speed and shapes and angles and build the runs that way. But yeah, we just gotta kind of see. I don't really fully know what to expect here, but like I said, just gotta try and learn and, you know, be in the hunt there in the third stage would be great.
I hear you, buddy. Good luck with that.
Qualifying rained out yesterday, and let's take a look at our starting grid, brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custard. Front row, Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill, those drivers have combined for 5 victories this year. Sam Mayer starting 7th. He won this race a year ago.
Right, and back in here, starting 13th, Carson Quapple. He's never been here before. Talk about being wide-eyed. You heard everything Kyle Larson just said. It's going to be sketchy for Carson.
Now we drop back to row 11. Sammy Smith, average finish here at Texas 5.5. Brandon Jones, 2 career wins on 1.5 tracks.
And you know one guy's very excited to be here, Ryan Sieg. He finished 2nd here last year by mere inches. He's hoping to improve on that, but he's starting back in 31st. He's going to have to make some headway early.
This place owes him one, does it not?
It feels that way.
I hope it happens for him here today. One more word from our pit reporters before we go green. We start things off with Dylan Welch. Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Adam, and if you talk to any of the full-time Junior Motorsports guys, there's an air of confidence that you can feel this week in the 7 of Justin Allgaier. No exception to that. Crew Chief Jim Coleman told me this morning their intermediate track package.
So yeah, I kind of rage quit last night's stream. Well, I didn't really like rage, but I quit it. I quit last night's stream, midstream. I was streaming trucks. There was a technical issue, and then as I tried to fix it, I just made it worse. So, yeah, I just ended the stream. I was, like, raging in my head, but I was not. I literally showed no emotion. I made not a single, I didn't say a single word, didn't show a single facial emotion. I was just like, ended the stream. But, yeah. So that's what happened to last night's stream.
Now today, Sieg is hoping for redemption. He told me the team brought the same car and the same setup from last year's race. He said he knows that isn't enough by itself and that he and the team will have to be as near to perfect as possible if they want a shot at winning today. He'll have some more to do, though, to find track position. He'll start 31st after qualifying was canceled yesterday.
Heartbreak here last year for Ryan.
All right, lights are off of the pace car, getting ready to go.
Yeah, Burton, he starts 4th today in the 27th.
Well, boys, really good job last week. They took it from us, but it is what it is. We all know what we did, so appreciate it. Just keep up doing what we're doing.
You know how tough that was. He showed all that emotion in his interview, but this is the best medicine for a driver who had heartbreak like that. Get back in the race car, get into a race, put all that behind you.
And hey, when you finish up front, you get to start up front the following week when qualifying is rained.
I thought green flag was at 210, so I don't know.
For Jeff Burton in years gone by. Our aerial coverage today brought to you by the Lucas Oil helicopter. And we mentioned the fact that there was no practice, no qualifying. When you don't get track time, NASCAR likes to give you an early opportunity to come down pit road. Competition caution scheduled today at
No, it was always 205. I'm just stupid.
Just to see what the tires are doing. We do see a fair amount of fall off in the Xfinity Series car here, so they'll want to get a feel for that. We might see some split decisions on who does come down pit road in that comp caution, who doesn't. But the biggest thing for all these drivers, you heard Kyle Larson say, this place is sketchy. He wants to learn. Everyone to learn their race car very quickly.
Get ready to go.
It happens in a hurry here as you head into turn 3 on that first lap.
And you talk about drivers that have never been here. Literally the first time they get on the gas at this place is at the green flag today. We talk about Carson Quapple, a driver that's been so impressive as a rookie. William Sawalich, another rookie. Catherine Legg's been here in IndyCar. That's totally never in NASCAR. And Corey Day, who's making his 2nd career start. All season long, they have been the talk of the garage. Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier combining to win with our first 11 races. Today, they share the front row.
Green flags in the air. We are racing from Texas in the Xfinity Series. And Allgaier to the lead on lap 1.
Race car on lap 1, turn 1, hasn't sat in it. He's been so good here before, and he just thought there was grip there, and there was. He said, I don't need no stinking practice.
Oh, around goes 71. Ryan Ellis goes around. No caution yet. Caution.
And finally, caution. I thought for a minute.
Caution's out.
So it was a 41-second green flag run to start the race. Don't know why they threw the caution. He was literally turned back around and going straight when they threw it. The entire time of him spinning, they didn't throw it.
Was caught in the middle, basically, into 3. That's just so tough. That corner is so tough. It's sketchy. You don't want to be 3 wide early. The track is
What's up?
for that. Eckes just gets into his left rear. And he sort of does a good job holding on to it. Didn't hit anything. That's a big deal.
You know, they reconfigured this place in 2017. And when they did, we kind of start breeding cautions. We have an early one. It's for Ryan Ellis. Couldn't quite hang on to it. Yellow flying early here in Fort Worth.
Ryan Ellis spun around.
We know whether you grill with charcoal, gas, pellet, or griddle. We've got the perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. With free assembly and delivery of your new grill, along with all the sauces, rubs, and grilling extras, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds pretty perfect. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Cole's mom, tucked in or out?
In for the wedding photos, out for the dance floor.
Yeah.
You know, like you're dancing, just like a person.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's
Hey, honey, I'm dancing.
Don't.
Okay.
And that's how you calls.
Safe like repair.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad. Safe light replace.
But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Go to safelight.com and schedule a replacement today.
Motorsports isn't complicated. It's made up of races where you go as fast as you can, as best as you can, as sideways as you can, and whatever this is. Our team, Toyota Gazoo Racing. We make some seriously fast cars, like this one and this one, definitely this one. And they all have great drivers, ones that win, like win a lot. Look at all these legends. The hottest drivers right now are him, her, and this guy. They're all part of a big, happy family of speed demons. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batmobile, not too fast, baby.
Never play with poison ivy.
Someone's a flirt.
Bateman, please.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Oh, I get it now. Poison ivy.
Let's just get a closer look.
Mom?
Nina, wait.
5 immersive worlds. One amazing theme park. Our universe will never be the same.
Oh, you gotta see this.
Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort.
Sarah Benzino, Brandon Coley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
What'd she call her?
Oh, you mean Jablonski Auto Body LLC?
We actually sold the twins' naming rights.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days. Here he comes.
Oasis Breeze 10 and Spa.
You need a tan? I'm your man.
Could do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us.
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custard. Made fresh every hour and 54,000 treat combos to wow your taste buds. Visit Andy's today. Credit One Bank, NASCAR American Express card. And by Subway. Get the meal of the day. A legendary 6-inch sub, chips and a drink, only $6.99 at Subway. Great memories in Texas. Harrison Burke, a winner here. Same for Sam Mayer. And when you talk about success more recently, Anthony Alfredo coming off his best run of 2025, 6th last Saturday at Talladega Super Speedway. Now we get our Race Fit Health Report for the old AA, brought to you by Tree.
And he's called Fast Pasta, and he's got pasta in his diet before a race. You got to feel the synergy there. I like that one. I'm a big carb load guy as well. I always felt like that just gave me extra energy in the race car. You need that, especially a race like at Texas, 300 miles, high G-forces. It's strenuous. That sort of thing helps you.
Caution lap 1. We showed you the spin going to break for Ryan Ellis. He wasn't the only one getting turned around. 91 had a problem as well.
Right,
91.
All over the racetrack. We circled the 91 there. Bilicki's up at the top. He's going to go around.
Josh
here.
Bilicki spun around.
We talk about this racetrack being treacherous. Right
completely unrelated.
Thompson gets the wall out of turn 4. It's just this place gets a dust across it. It feels like at times, and it just, for whatever reason, if you get out of the groove, there's just zero grip.
So I guess that's why the caution came out. I guess that makes sense.
Some grass. You don't want to go in there, as we saw last night in the truck race. That grass is wet from all the rain we had yesterday, and it is treacherous for those splitters.
We talked about this last week, though, at Talladega. We had rain Friday afternoon at Talladega. A couple of spins. You get in the grass when it's wet. It's not great anytime, but when you get in the grass and it's wet and you've had all that rain, it can really tear up your race car. Christian Eckes also
sometimes you get stuck in there.
Let's get a Team 16 report with Dylan.
Yeah, and you guys did see them come down pit road to fix just a little bit of right front damage. So one other thing, too, is these other cars that come down pit road, there's an extra set of tires for these teams this weekend. So you never want to make a pit stop off schedule or off sequence, but if you do have to come down and change tires for whatever reason, you're not at a huge detriment or maybe as big of a detriment as you would be on a normal weekend. So just something to keep an eye on for these early pitters here.
That's a great point, Dylan, because this is one of those places where you want that set of tires late in this race. If there's a caution, but they were given an extra set, not in practice yesterday, as Dylan alluded to, and that helps you if you have an issue.
Does Ryan Ellis done anything in NASCAR? No, not really.
When it comes to tires, and we don't usually say that about the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
I mean, I guess he's driven the cars.
They didn't use yesterday. That helps everybody out should things play out with a lot of cautions late in this race. The field is set for the Echo Park restart zone.
Alrighty, go back green.
Where car buying is easier, better, and happier. Justin Allgaier in control,
and
takes the inside lane.
Green flag is back in the air.
Learned anything with the first one? Not quite. Just Allgaier gets a major jump there on the bottom.
Allgaier gets a good jump on the restart. Ooh, somebody was in the grass.
You don't want to do that. It's easy to do that.
Oh, big crash.
Another
one.
Get this thing rolling. Opening lap of the race, we have a
the 07 around.
Cars having a problem lap 1.
Who else is that around?
Start of the day, problems one more time. The 07 is Nick Lights.
Nick Lights, and then somebody else was around too. It wasn't as big of a crash as I made it sound like. It's the 70. Who's that? That's Leland Honeyman. He's got some damage.
Got into each other there as they were trying to avoid.
That was a 12-second green flag run. That might be the shortest we've ever seen.
That's right. Yeah,
not ever, but since I've been recording the green flag run lengths.
0 and a 7 in your number, right? I mean, Leland Honeyman Jr. the 7 and the 07 and Nick Lights.
You get this see just that mud that happens, and then that sort of checks everyone up, thinking maybe something's happened. And it's a weird angle through the front stretch here, through that dog leg, basically, that if you're following other cars, you end up clipping that inside grass because you can't quite reference where you are on the track. So it's just that clip right there. Lights checks up for it, maybe thinking there's an issue. There's probably mud all over your windscreen, and that forces Honeyman to run the back one, not foreseeing that's going on in front of him.
Here's what's tough for these two drivers. They were both inside the top.
And we still have the competition caution at lap 20.
Early in this race.
They might end up just
there you see,
either moving that to lap 30 or just canceling it all together. Maybe they'll just keep it on.
I saw the 8 of Sammy Smith. So some pretty good. Ryan Sieg was back there. Here's some 07 radio. Lights.
Go in the gear. That'd be tough.
So I blame the mud. We got no other definition. It did look like he had a large separation of the cars in front of him. So for Nick, basically talking about not being able to get in gear, by that time you're probably trying to get into third. Sometimes these cars have issues getting into that third gear. I've been through that before. Sometimes you can get some junk and sort of the linkage there for the shifter, and that stops it from being able to get in gear. That's what he was struggling with. Honeyman ran the back foot.
I mentioned Sammy Smith getting through. Obviously some front end damage there. And so last night we talked about the role of the grass. I mean, that was enormous. That one makes me hurt. And Brandon Jones doing double duty, racing last night and today, driving the one. He was involved in that incident. We're coming right back on the CW.
Let's just get a closer look.
5 immersive worlds. One amazing theme park. Our universe will never be the same.
Oh, you gotta see this.
Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort. There's only one fuel that can drive the performance you demand from your car. New 94 Octane, the highest octane on the market, only at Sunoco.
Just for Men gives you your strongest, fullest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, score your best beard ever. Just for Men.
Your record label is taking off, but so is your sound engineer. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Graduates, today you enter the real world, ready for whatever lies ahead, except for the following, which you are likely to find exceedingly difficult. Going to a 9-to-5 job, doing your taxes, putting on a duvet cover, taking off a duvet cover, realizing you're never gonna go to the gym. This guy knows what I'm talking about. In summary, life is hard, but saving money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive is easy. Oh yeah, deciding what's for dinner every night for the rest of your life.
Sadly, windshield chips can turn into windshield cracks. But at least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Sweet.
SafeLight can come to you for free, and our highly trained techs can replace your windshield right at your home.
Safe light, safe light.
Don't wait. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule now.
Safe light repair, safe light replace.
Forgetting something? Curry? The other thing. Spicy curry. Turo tires. A longer tread life, all season, and great looking. I'll add it to the list. Affordable all-season tires with great handling and longer tread life. Turo puts performance within reach.
Let's go see what NASCAR on Prime's all about. Let's do this. Starting off big, the Coke 600. Green flag. Nashville. Michigan? Hell yeah, man. Mexico City. Mexico City? Someone say road course? Yeah. Finally, Pocono. Stream all 5 Cup Series races. NASCAR, it's on Prime. Come on.
In honor of Military Appreciation Month, GovX is proud to support those who serve our country and communities. If you have a military or first responder background, scan the QR code.
Apparently a 6-inch Subway sandwich is $8. Pretty dumb.
Savings for those who serve. A couple of early cautions in the Andes Frozen Custard 300. In fact, this is the first time ever we've had 2 cautions first 10 laps in an Xfinity race in Texas. How about that?
You're all about numbers today.
We got them all. Here's 42 radio.
Thank you.
Anthony
Yes,
Alfredo.
yes.
Someone get the grass? Is that what he calls that? Maybe he just makes the whole field grass like AstroTurf or something like Charlotte. Well, where would the fun be with that? Hopefully this place is all grass next year.
Well, I I thought it was the grass, Anthony, but I was wrong. It was a missed shift, basically, or unable to get into gear for Nick Lights. But that grass didn't help. I don't think that helps when you see that mud pop up like that. It's just especially bad when you've had the rain we had yesterday, and it's just muddy, and when you hit that, it's so easy to get there. It makes it tough.
Here comes Allgaier and Hill. Front row, they're hitting the Echo Park.
All right, back green. Hopefully for a decent amount this time.
A restart by Austin Hill here. He's actually holding the outside. Justin Allgaier, can he do what Justin did to him at the start of the race?
Maybe we can get to that competition caution.
Two-car Jesse Love spinning off the corners. He tried to drive inside of his teammate.
Lost all the side force there on the exit. Had a massive slide. Austin gave all the room he could. That outside wall comes up quick. They both got away.
Well, and this is now the longest green flag run of the day.
And he was peeking out of line on the two, Jesse Love.
And Blaine Parkins back there was all sort of sideways out of turn 4, out of the groove. It looks like you do not want to be out of the bottom groove right now. There's just absolutely no grip out there.
2 words of advice early, hang on, right?
Yes.
And we made it a lap under green.
Look at that.
And we're still going. There's Creed, the 00, looking for a spot, going for third. Andy's got it.
One of the things that happens is when you slide, you have a large slide like that.
Wow.
It slows up your momentum, but you also heat up that outside right rear tire. It just can hurt that tire in terms of longevity. You got to give it a chance to come back. As we look back here, too, Jesse Love actually gets into the left rear of Austin Hill. They were lucky to get away with that.
Really good effort for Hill to hang on. I mean, Love was really dancing.
Yes.
But when there's contact like that off of turn 2, it's easy for it to get away from you. 54, black and yellow machine, Taylor Gray, the rookie. Raced here last year, finished 11th.
Got my eye on him today. I just feel like those Joe Gibbs racing cars can be really quick at this place at times. He's been good this season. He's shown a lot of speed in certain racetracks. Remember Martinsville, I just think back to how many laps he led there. I really think this could be a big day for him.
Yeah, and Joe Gibbs Racing, unbelievable here in Texas. 17 wins all time. They've won 6 of the last 10.
Right as I say that, he gets moved out of the groove and starts stuck on the outside and fall back, of course.
And speaking of getting stuck on the outside, going in the wrong direction, Jesse Love pedaling it in the 2. Sam Mayer had a look. You're on board here. This is our GovX onboard camera with Mayer.
And I think Jesse really was loose as we look on board and to the outside there. Nick Sanchez, normally the orange and white car, Borchetta Bourbon, gold and black.
I thought Mayer was going to get there.
Yeah.
And as he goes back, Nick Sanchez says, I'll take advantage in the 48. Larson in the 88. No surprise, he's driving to the front. Up to 12th after starting 20th, driving around Anthony Alfredo.
And he told us he had to learn. What does he have to learn?
Right.
I didn't believe it.
And that race car looks outstanding, by the way.
It does look good.
And we'll take this opportunity, well wishes to Connor Zillage. Grady's here this weekend where Hady's dealing with the injury, but we're hoping that everything comes together for you health-wise, and we'll see you racing again at Charlotte. This for 4th. Look at Sanchez getting after it in the 48.
He's flying early right now, starting back at 14. Look at that thing wiggling around in 3 and 4. Absolutely moving all over the place. Gets by Jesse Love. Flying in that gold Borchetta Bourbon car. It's looking good. Maybe it was the orange and white holding him.
And what I would say about Sanchez, we shouldn't be surprised when you think, and I ran the truck race last night, didn't go great for him. But when you look at his days as a full-time truck driver coming here to Texas, he was always outstanding at this venue. He got the spot.
So the competition caution is at lap 20. What's up, Rage Quit Sam? So Jaden, it's like kind of a rage quit. I only kind of rage quit. So like, there was technical issues, and then when I tried to fix it, I made it worse. So I rage quit, but I didn't really rage. I didn't say a single word. I didn't make a single sound. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't punch anything. I didn't do anything. I just quietly just scrolled over to the cursor, pressed the stop streaming button, and yeah, that was it. Without a single word, not a single facial expression, nothing. I was raging inside, but I kept it inside.
Talk about Larson moving to the field. Little love for Brandon Jones and that fluorescent number 20. Started 21st, and he's worked his way up to the top 10. Now for fifth, left side of your screen, the 2 Jesse Love, 41 Sam Mayer, last year's Texas winner.
Is it not fun when we don't have practice or qualifying? It feels like everyone's all over the place, figuring out their race cars, using different lanes. Something to be said about that.
And this is a great opportunity to go out and go to work on your car and figure out what you have, because you know the competition.
Here's the competition caution. Oh, and it's the 91's around. So Josh Bilicki's around in the grass. So that's a caution.
Obviously served.
Yeah, that's a caution for cause, but the caution was coming out right now anyway because of the competition caution.
Sideways, much better than nose first, because that splitter doesn't dig down into the wet grass.
All you're trying not to do is get that splitter to dig in.
So I'm getting a tiny bit of air.
So we're going through 3 and 4 here. Leland Honeyman behind him. See if there's some contact. Ooh. Feel a little contact. The cars are already arrow, right? I just never know. You don't know at that point. The cars are so light and on edge through that corner. You know, when you're by yourself, it's a min speed to that corner around 175 to 180 miles an hour. It's a really fast corner. The car is just leaning on the right rear. You're trying to get back the throttle. These Xfinity cars don't have a lot of downforce. That's what we love about them. You see them wiggling around all the time, and that means if someone gets to your left rear like that and takes away that air from that spoiler or packs the air in the left rear, it can just make it send it around.
I can't tell you how many times.
Yeah, that was Josh Bilicki.
Oh, contact.
Once again, he spun earlier.
He's like, it was air. He didn't even hit him, you know?
They look the same at times. That's how on edge the cars are. Just takes a little air pack there, and you can send around.
Everyone's still on the lead lap, so no free pass here. And most people that I talk to about strategy today and how you handle the competition caution, if you've got track position, you keep it
right
outside the top 10, top 12, maybe even back as far as 15th. You'd make a pit stop, and some people weren't telling the truth, because here comes Jesse Love, Matt DiBenedetto, Harrison Burton, all had pretty good track position, and they're hitting progressive pit road. Dylan?
And Jesse Love is the first one leading the cars down there on the left of the screen. He is plowing tight. Came on the radio on lap 1 and said that he was chattering the front tires, then doubled back on it.
So it was about a 4-minute, 53-second green flag run there.
He has gone backwards. It was
longest of the day.
And it's just gotten worse. So they'll make a chassis adjustment there on the 25. 4 tires and fuel for both these cars.
Oh.
And now we get the race off pit road. Justin Allgaier able to grab the race lead. He stays ahead of the curve. We're under caution for the 3rd time here in Texas.
Men, get ahead of your curve with a bump. Explore Peyronie's disease treatments at GetSomebody4PD.com.
Hey, Cole's mom? Hello? My mom said not to get her anything for Mother's Day.
Don't get her just anything.
She said not to get her anything.
That's not what she means.
Take an extra 15% off gifts Mom really wants. Plus earn Kohl's cash.
And that's how you Kohl's.
Safe like repair.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad.
Safe like replace.
But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Go to safelight.com and schedule a replacement today.
Woo!
Did you know you can save with GoodRx, even if you have insurance?
You know, I thought my prescription was covered until it wasn't, but GoodRx helps with that.
I work for myself, so I buy my own insurance. And I still check GoodRx.
I'm on Medicare. I check GoodRx because it can beat my copay. Who wouldn't like that?
Even if you have insurance, GoodRx can help you save.
Okay, we'll see.
Jeremy Clements to the rear for an uncontrolled tire.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
From day one, right down the street, to present day, all over America, Napa and our nationwide network of parts and exceptional service were built for one mission: to keep your business moving full speed ahead.
Bring the heat with Blue Chew. Speak with a licensed medical provider at BlueChew.com to find out if Blue Chew is right for you.
Hey, it's RV Harvey.
Guilty as charged.
Weekend in the RV? How was the lake? RV. Catch any walleye?
This is getting out of hand. All I ever wanted was to be the cool boss with an RV and a fun nickname. Now I have to know what a walleye is?
Hey, all that matters is that you bundled your RV and boat with your home and auto insurance.
And got great savings and coverage. Sounds like an expert outdoorsman to me.
I kind of overdid it with the decor, didn't I?
Way overboard.
Let's just get a closer look. Mom?
Five immersive worlds. One amazing theme park. Our universe will never be the same.
Oh, you gotta see this.
Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort.
How fast could a stock car go?
This guy's channel used to be just, oh, I found hidden feed of X event, not. Huh?
Time for a race break in Texas, brought to you by Safe Life, the auto glass experts. A lot of action early here.
It's happened early, right off the bat on the opening lap. Ellis gets spun around. We had Bilicki spinning, Pete Thompson hitting the wall. Then we catch the grass there. This causes the big guys having a problem getting into third gear. He gets spun around with Leyland Honeyman. And then it continues on. Leyland here in the back with Bilicki. A little bit, maybe arrow, maybe some contact. Bilicki goes spinning through the infield once again. It doesn't remove that splitter. Got away with it.
You know, we talk about track position and what's everybody going to do to manage that competition caution. 3 drivers came inside the top 10, made pit stops. Jesse Love was 5th, Matt DiBenedetto 8th, Harrison Burton was 10th. They will all restart from 20th on back. Love the best of the bunch when you talk about those that came down pit road, restarts 20th. And you see all the drivers that have experienced early problems here in Texas. Restart to begin the second half of our opening stage. Leaders coming to the Echo Park Automotive.
All right, back green.
Allgaier Hill front row again.
Gonna have 15 to go, or sorry, 19 to go on the stage.
Really good restart by Hill there. Oh, but has an issue on the top side, just not the grip.
Second straight time. He's battled that race car off of turn 2. Opens the door. Sheldon Creed comes through in second.
Just doesn't seem to work. Was able to get down the corner well. The fifth car just took off towards the exit. That corner doesn't flatten out on the exit. It's why you see cars sometimes lurch towards the wall. It's just what makes turn 2 so tricky here in Texas.
Great start to the day for the Haas factory team. Both their forwards inside the top 5. Creed is second. Mayer is 5th. 42, Anthony Alfredo. Good start to the afternoon. He's 9th in front of Taylor Gray.
That's a really good run for Anthony Alfredo and that 42 team. They need that. They've had some really tough luck to start this season. Just seems like anytime there's an issue, he's in it at times.
Watch 2-car Jesse Love.
He's going to try to go 3 wide to the top here and find that that's not going to work. We've mentioned it multiple times. There's just not the grip.
Jesse Love just dropped a bunch of spots.
Out there, and I do expect if we do get some green flag running, that outside group will move up in 1 and 2.
Allgaier's running the fastest lap so far.
You got to give it time. You got to let it be worked in, cleaned.
My boy Sheldon's running in second.
It takes time to have grip out there. If you go too far out, it's just a dust and dirtiness, and it's just no grip.
Dirtiness. That's a very technical racing word.
Very much a racing word.
State water heaters on board camera. This is Jeb Burton, 8th right now. He's riding behind Brandon Jones, and he's already watched Kyle Larson drive by. The man that won here 2016 has a couple of cup victories here. Larson up to 5th, now for 2nd. Sanchez, the rookie, has been incredible early in this race.
Absolutely flying right now. Just every time we look, he's making a pass. All that gets real loose. You don't want to touch that apron there. It can get the car very unsettled. You saw Nick. He did that underneath Jesse Love and got away with it.
Yeah.
Again gets away with it underneath Sheldon Creed.
I was possibly going to stream Game 7 tonight. Nuggets and Clippers, but I don't think I'm going to do that.
You know all about success with Big Machine, and this program has been so good. Scott Borchetta and everyone's done a nice job of developing the 48 bunch. They're only win all time came right here at Texas Motor Speedway, courtesy of Tyler Reddick a few years ago. So this is a team, when you think about magical moments in their history, and it's been a short history, right here in Texas is the place where they got to celebrate. As we look at Larson, and I don't know, I knew he'd get there quick, but top 5 with so few green flag laps explains just how strong that 88 is.
I think he's figured out he's also been the first one to make that outside lane in 1 and 2, start to work to make passes like he just did there on Austin Hill. And that's where I expect the groove to move to. He just got there earlier. Now running this higher line in 3-4, didn't expect to see that, but he is doing that and it's working for him. He said he had to learn, and he's obviously a quick learner.
Yeah, I was hoping it would take a little longer. I wanted some drama to unfold. By the way, if you check the bumper right now, Allgaier, he's got the purple stopwatch. Xfinity.
Connor Zell's at the top of the pit box right now. Really got to suck watching somebody else drive your car.
The rookie who misses today with injury, but you can see he's listening to team radio. He's going to school.
And the move Kyle Larson just made at 1 and 2 was absolutely awesome. He went down in there, dime in the corner, cut underneath Sheldon Creek, got inside of him, was able to clear him down to turn 3. That was amazing.
The muddy track in Kentucky.
If anyone else saw that, they're going to have to put that in their notebook to know that's a line that can be used.
From 20th to 3rd, and we've had approximately 15, 20, I don't know the exact number of green flag laps. At a track that you would say is not easy to pass, right?
No, it's not.
You see our biggest movers, Corey Day, outstanding for the, making his only his second career start, plus 23 for him. Sieg plus 19, now plus 20 for driver 19. Mitchell Larson from 20th to 3rd, he's up 17 positions. And Riley Herbst driving the 19, making his second start of the year. He's had a good early portion of the day. Same for William Sawalich, the rookie for Joe Gibbs Racing. Battle for second here. Sanchez has it, and once again, outside lane, no problems. 88 P2. Larson is strong.
Just motored on by. One corner set. Just goes to the top. He's making that outside lane work so well. I have to believe their spotters are telling some of the other drivers what he's doing, how he's running that lane, and how it's working for him. The tough part here in Texas, we ride on board with Sam Mayer as we go into turn 1, is it's really hard to identify where that line is. You see the markings on the racetrack. It's hard to see the black right there. Doesn't mean there's grip. If you go a little bit too high above that black, you suddenly don't have grip, or even just within that black area. It gets real tight. These are teammates on the outside too.
Door quarter. You know, it's interesting when you watch Mayer, because if you watch last year's race when he won, he was really not a part of the equation. You didn't talk about him a lot in the first half, almost the first 3 quarters of the race, but then he came on strong, wins it, and Brandon Jones has got good speed late in the run.
I've got the funniest story about Sam Mayer last year when he won that race. We got done with practice. He was about, I think, down at 35th or something. He came up to me, he said, "Hey man, you followed me. Do you think my car looked loose? I have no idea what's going on." I said, "Yeah, maybe a little bit." He went on to win the race. Well, I was like, how'd that happen?
You can't say Mayer winning here without talking about Ryan Sieg, and Sieg delivering once again. They were way back in the running order to start this thing. He made up some ground. They made a pit stop at lap 22, and since the restart, they have come to the front. He's in the top 10, in position for stage points. 9th right now, a team that needs it. He's getting more here on those fresher tires.
You can tell the motivation is high. Wants redemption for what happened last year. That had to be absolutely heartbreaking. Staring your first win in the face and lose it by mere inches like he did. You know, and when he looks back at that race, he didn't lose it right at the line. He lost it with about a lap to go by not doing the correct line down in 1 and 2 and holding off Sam Mayer correctly. I'm sure he put that in his notebook and adjusted for today.
How about Corey Day? I mean, this is the first time he's driven an Xfinity car on a 1.5-mile track. He'd never seen his place, hadn't turned laps here because no practice, no qualifying. He's 11th, kind of like his mentor, Kyle Larson, flexing his muscles at TMS.
No, this is really impressive because this place is so tough. I mean, the reason we've had all the issues we've had to start this race is just how treacherous, how sketchy, as Larson described, this racetrack. It's just an incredibly difficult racetrack to feel the car, and you're going so fast, Dylan, but I'm sure you have heard more from him now.
I spoke with Adam Wall, the crew chief on this car this morning, and he said we did a lot of sim work.
So Larson has made his way up to second place. About a second and a half behind Allgaier.
So that sim work, obviously they didn't know they weren't going to get practice.
He started in 20th.
And they still felt really confident.
Now, he didn't have to go to the rear for a driver change because a driver change was announced during the week. So Larson was able to practice and qualify the car.
Winning in a 17 at Bristol, but that team, every time they've showed this year, has had a chance to go out and get it done. William Byron going to drive the 17 in Charlotte in a few weeks, the next time Xfinity is on track. And Hendrick Motorsports won in Charlotte last year with Chase Elliott behind the wheel. Ryan Sieg, I didn't think he could get to Brandon Jones. Now he's there. 6 to go in the stage, 39, looking to pick up some more stage points. Maybe a little 2-for-1 opportunity here. He's got Jones and Creed right in front of him.
Oh, yeah, a lot of momentum there off of turn 4 as Jones got checked up behind Sheldon Creed. That's such a frustrating place to be when Brandon Jones is there because you have the run and now suddenly you've lost the spot just because you got checked up right on the exit. You get out of the throttle in a place that you have to get buried in the throttle if you've got clean air, and he loses that position. Ryan Sieg moving to the front.
Mental note here, tires mean something.
Definitely.
He comes down at lap 22 and driving to the field. It's not Darlington, it's not Miami, but late in this race, you don't have a bunch of cars on the lead lap. You're probably going to come down and get some tires, and everybody should have a safe lap.
Yeah, historically we've seen about a second and a half of fall off over a run in these tires, so that's a significant amount and enough to make a big difference. If you have 10 or 15 laps of your tires versus someone on new tires, you will be faster with those new tires. You know, for years we didn't know if they had a lot of value, but it's definitely showing as this place has worn it, those tires matter here.
Check this out. Laps led, Texas Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch has won here 10 times, has led almost 1,800 laps. Harvick was always good here. But Justin Allgaier, who's been dominant from the start today, has gone over 500 laps led in his career at Texas Motor Speedway. He still, though, is looking to lead the last lap. He's over 27 entering this afternoon.
I had to look at that twice, by the way. The couple times I've raced here against him, I felt like he was always leading. He was always had a large lead. He's led a ton of laps here, but I couldn't believe he hadn't won one. I was like, what? How did that happen? You know he wants a cowboy hat badly.
No doubt. He's won the last 4 stages here, swept the last 2 years, trying to make it 5 in a row. And he's got 2 laps to get it done. As we look back at the pack, some other drivers on tires making some moves. Carson Quapple in the 1. You know, up in front of him, Matt DiBenedetto's been good today. Started inside the top 10 after that great run last week in Talladega. He's 13th. Jesse Love also made the pit stop early. He's 16th in the running order. Harrison Burton in that same category at 25.
And Sammy Smith has that front end damage, sort of pushed in right beneath the hood there, and that can hurt you arrow-wise. So I'm surprised to see him being as fast as he is. That's good to see for Sammy Smith. I'm sure the team was really worried after seeing that front end damage. It can really hurt your speed.
It's been a good track for him. Very impressive that he's doing this today with a compromised race car damage on the front end that you talk about. You see it right there. Final lap, stage number 1.
All right, so it's the final lap of the stage.
Just absolutely delivers at this place when you talk about getting it done early. It's his 7th stage win in Texas, and he's now got 1 for the thumb.
So Justin Allgaier wins stage 1 at Texas.
Out of Illinois. Larson goes from 20th to 2nd. Sanchez impressive. Hill is.
I'm going to go outside and smoke, and I will be back for the start of stage 2.
It stops when we return. It's the champ who's got things under control in Fort Worth.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
Sadly, windshield chips can turn into windshield cracks. But at least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Sweet.
SafeLight can come to you for free. Don't wait. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule now.
You love our legendary subs, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos Footlong Nachos. Doritos and Subway, 2 legends come together to...
Legends, ED legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshawn. Doritos Footlong Nachos. Just $5, only at Subway.
What causes a curve? Is it Peyronie's disease? Is there somebody I can talk to for help?
I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that. I got somebody for that.
You guys got somebody for Peyronie's disease?
There's hope for the estimated 1 in 10 men who may have Peyronie's disease, or PD. A urology specialist who treats PD can help you create a plan, including non-surgical options. Find somebody today at GoGetSomebody.com.
Sherlock Holmes, you're my father. I want justice for my mother's murder.
Just help me crack the case.
Come find your ride. 2025 Harley-Davidson models are here with sleek design upgrades and cutting-edge electronics. Reimagined for an unbeatable riding experience with redesigned controls, all-new LED lighting systems, improved braking, enhanced suspension, and rider-focused ergonomics. Built for the bold, we're taking the thrill of the open road to new heights. Schedule your test drive at Performance Harley-Davidson.
Finding a quality roofer can be tough.
I'm tough and a little invasive.
I'll beat any price.
Get out! How did you get in here? Dog door.
You have a dog?
I do. What?
Stellar Roofing's professional staff and industry-leading warranty guarantee your investment for decades to come.
Transform your home with Comfort Windows.
The 3D model was really fun and easy to work with because you could see all of your ideas come together.
It's just a really good tool to use. It looks perfect. It looks better than what we wanted.
We have curb appeal.
Hi, Fritz Villa here. Over the years, we've worked with homeowners to upgrade their homes with great products while providing the best overall experience possible.
Save 50% off installation with 0% financing available. Visit comfortwindows.com and schedule your free estimate today.
Texas Motor Speedway is serving up more than just speed. Fans are getting a full-on Cinco de Mayo flavor fiesta. Levi's menu is bringing bold, high-energy eats to match the thrill of a race day. From tamale chili pies to churro fries, it's a menu built for race weekend with flavors just as big and bold as Texas. You need to get in on that.
What's that?
I mean, all of it.
Oh, yeah.
And a little Andy's for dessert.
That as well. I like that grill.
Yeah.
Does it know it sometimes has pork in it? Shaped like a pig?
I'm not going to get in on this.
You're not going to get in there? Okay, all right.
I hate this. Christian Eck is being pushed to the garage, Dylan.
I just spoke with the team, and they think it's the engine. They're still trying to diagnose exactly what the problem is, but there was some fluid on the camera that we saw in commercial here, as you see the look inside on the Celsius onboard. Christian had reported that it sounded like it was blowing up, and then he was having trouble breathing because of whatever was getting into the cockpit. When he came down pit road, they opened the hood and the deck lid, and a bunch of smoke poured out of it. So they're going to get in behind the garage and see if they can figure out what's wrong.
Think about the mile and a half
That's
this year.
so disappointing.
I mean, he's 13th at Las Vegas, but blows up early at Miami, and now this today, no stage points, and he's going to fall even further below that cut line.
They just can't catch a break. They constantly get involved in altercations and damaging those race cars. It's been a really tough first portion of the season for Christian Eck and that 16 team.
Allgaier wins the opening stage. Very, very good opening stint of the race for him, and now he's on the pit lane. Let's go to Progressive Pit Road. We start with Kim.
Yeah, let's start at the top. Kyle Larson at 88. He said he was bound up on the front end, just needs to be freer. He said, I have to avoid the rubber, otherwise I get really tight. They'll look for an adjustment there. Middle of your screen, that's Nick Sanchez. Car felt good to start, but then throughout the run he got tighter. He said, I need help late exit. They'll make a track bar adjustment as well as air pressure. Dylan?
Jim Holden, crew chief on the 7, asked his driver, Justin Allgaier, if he could be freed up because everybody else is freeing up with adjustments. Justin said maybe a little bit, so they'll make an air pressure adjustment and a small track bar adjustment just to trend the 7 a little bit more towards the free side.
Bit of a hiccup there for the 88. Race off Progressive Pit Road. And it's going to be the 21 of Austin Hill who goes +3. +4 for Creed. Great work for Brandon Jones. Sanchez goes in the wrong direction. So does our race leader, Justin Allgaier, who lost 4 spots. When we come back, we saddle up for Stage 2. It's round 12 for the Xfinity Series. We're live in Fort Worth on CW.
Type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardians, at each day's start. As time went on, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes,
diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
This really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell. Safe like repair.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad.
Safe like replace.
But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Go to safelight.com and schedule a replacement today.
I want to bring in
So it was a 10-minute and 34-second green flag run about
the show I watched. They're coming to Connersville,
to the
This is the
end of the first stage.
all Americans. Can you go find them?
News Nation. News for all Americans. To find News Nation on your screen, go to newsnationnow.com.
A bad car crash changes everything. The life you knew, gone. Pain, bills, lost work. Nothing feels certain anymore. And your insurance company? No surprises there. They're offering you as little as possible. The Stanley Law, we won't settle for fast cash. The Stanley system means expert witnesses and leaving no stone unturned for every dollar you deserve. Let's make it clear. When your accident's severe, just get here.
Ryan Phelps has grown his car dealerships by helping thousands of customers regardless of credit history. Ryan Phelps Auto has 21 lenders for good credit, bad credit, and really bad credit with over 200 vehicles available and a buy here, pay here option.
Just because your credit's bad doesn't mean that you have to buy from some place like this. My staff cares about its reputation, so it's certainly going to care about you.
Good credit, bad credit with A+ reputation. Visit RyanPhelps.com and see why everyone's buying from Ryan.
You need a roof that will stand up to our severe New York weather. Heavy rain, strong winds, snow and ice. Our Comfort Roofing System will. We understand how a roofing system works and give you peace of mind that will protect your home through every season.
Hi, Fritz Chantilly here. Our Comfort Roofing System uses top quality components from underlayments to shingles backed by a 50-year warranty.
Save 50% off installation with 0% financing available. Visit comfortwindows.com today.
Welcome back to Texas. You're watching the Andes Frozen Custard 300 on CW. And I just feel like we need to participate in the festivities, you know?
Of course.
Andes is on board. Let's do the deal. What do you have there?
I think I have a strawberry shortcake here I want to dive into.
You know, I couldn't choose.
I know, you just
I was either going to go with the lemon bar or the Stone Cold frozen concrete. So this is what I got right here.
Cold custard one. Yeah, I would say
custard, yes.
I've never been handed one of these in a pit stop in a race car. So this job's way better. I also had tequila on the pre-race show. I mean, I don't know what I signed up for here. We're getting ice cream, tequila. It's amazing.
My only problem having one in each hand, I don't have a hand free to eat with, you know? Hey, let's go back. We mentioned going to break. Issues for the 88. Kyle Larson on pit road, lost a ton of positions. In addition, going to be penalized for an uncontrolled tire.
Right, so it was already it was a slow stop as well, but this was the big issue that you'll see here. That right front tire is just going to slowly get away. The tire changer realizes, oh no, it's already impeded the 45. That's too far away, more than arm's length. And also Jeb Burton came down here and runs over the hose. They had to push him back. They worked on the car when doing that. About to go back. That's a mistake you can't afford in the 2017.
The good news for both of them, they got stage points. I mean, not a big deal for Larson, right, because he's not running for points. Some stage points, though, there for Jeb Burton, but both those drivers coming from the rear on the restart after the penalties. Matt DiBenedetto also had an uncontrolled tire. 51 of Jeremy Clements over the wall too soon. A host of penalties on those pit stops at the end of stage one. And Justin Allgaier lost some ground. So we've got some new players at the front here.
And just to clean up for Jeb Burton, he was hitting out of the box when he slid through. They jacked it up. That was the issue.
Yep. So front row here, is going to be Sheldon Creed, Brandon Jones. Jones in the outside lane, Creed inside. Here we are once again, beginning stage 2 as drivers
green.
go through the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. I said Creed, it's Hill on the inside, right in front of Sheldon Creed.
Creed was trying to make the one that was right there.
Austin Hill has the lead on this restart. Coming to the backstretch, still has the lead.
3 wide in the middle. Jesse Love gets by him.
Look at Allgaier trying to get back up to the front, driving inside of Brandon Jones. Nick Sanchez right back in the mix. Looking outside, and that gold 48 around the outside of Brandon Jones, the 20.
Good racing.
It looked like he was going to work it in. The positive momentum down the corner. Went to the outside, found the grip, and drove right around Brandon Jones and bringing Justin Allgaier with him.
Curious to watch the 7 here and how that car reacts with some dirty air after they were so dominant in the first stage, but really never challenged when you talk about the dirty air.
That's something he'll be figuring out here, but we showed how many laps he's led here, how good he's been here. Knowing Justin Allgaier, he knows exactly what to do when in traffic in these race cars. Veteran of the Xfinity Series.
Larson driving through the field, aggressive early after the penalty, and boy, nearly had to get away from it.
And look when he got out of the groove out there, how little speed he had, how the car even slid when he was going slower. That just shows you how little grip is out there. It's on such a knife edge, and you're such a condensed space of what is the racing groove and what is not. When you see cars go to the outside, they're taking a huge risk. Carson Quapple goes to the bottom here for Leland Honeyman.
Wow. Sometimes when drivers dart like that, you think there's an issue. But when you close on someone, you've got to make the move quick. Here's Allgaier inside of Sanchez for third.
If you've got the run, you just got to be decisive with it. It's the only way it works here. You've got to take control of the corner when you can. That's how you make it. Kyle Larson's trying to make up for that issue he had off of turn 4.
A couple of penalty cars following each other through here. DiBenedetto, 99, 88, Kyle Larson. Brennan Poole, a Texas native. He calls the Woodlands Texas home.
Damn, it almost crashed right there.
Wow, that was close. Daniel Dye.
Yeah, it was Daniel Dye in the 70 car. Against Leland Honeyman.
There, whoever was trying to come down as Daniel Dye got beneath him. That was almost contact.
Is Leland Honeyman Jr. a magnet today or what?
Seems so.
I mean, every time something crazy happens on track, I feel like he's in the middle of it.
He's got his own highlight reel.
He's in the 70. The other highlight reel belongs to the guy driving the 7. Allgaier loses the positions on pit road, already up to second as he drives below that 00 of Sheldon Creed.
So we learned 2 things. He was really good in clean air, and he seems not to have an issue in traffic right now because he's been able to fly through these cars, making quick passes as he goes along towards the lead.
16 Thompson. He got a little bouncy there. Honeyman has to come out of it. Dye nowhere to go. A lot going on in that situation.
And it's just an awkward part of the racetrack. We're going to talk about it all day. We see him hitting the inside there, hitting the grass. While that happens, you lose your sight lines when you're following another car through there. But it also sort of condenses you down in that dog leg. And that's sort of where when the 70 had to check up. Daniel Dye was going there already, and it just sort of condensed them together. That's why I looked so close.
Dylan, what's the latest on Christian Eckes?
Well, they just did go back to the garage and spoke with the team, and they said it was a push rod issue.
Yeah, Christian Eckes in the garage.
To fix and get back out there. You see Eckes out.
Yeah, they're trying to fix it.
So I don't know if that's changed the more they dove into it, but it was a push rod issue. This is a team that needs points even at this point in the year. So if they do go back out in long laps, it's going to be valuable.
It felt like today was a day he could take advantage because his history in the Truck Series always good here in Texas. Really good intermediate driver in the Craftsman Truck Series, but unfortunately hanging for now in the garage. As we check in on the battle for the lead, they started on the front row. Austin Hill leading Justin Allgaier.
Justin's gotten to him quickly, but getting there is one thing, passing is another. He's just looking so strong the way that car cuts through the center. He gets off. He looks really good down in 3 and 4 as well. As Austin Hill has done a good job being up here in the top 3, but it just seems like speed right now.
For most, getting there and passing are 2 different things. For Allgaier today, I'm not sure it really matters. 7's been stout, but for now, he rides behind Austin Hill, who leads 17 laps into stage 2.
It wasn't the late night shoot-arounds. or the tournament trips. That's not what got me here. It was them. The love they showed me. It's why I give it back and pass it on, you know? Because it's the assists you don't see on the highlight reels that make all the difference.
Safe Flight Repair.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad. Safe Flight Replace.
But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Go to safelight.com and we can come to you. Sick. Our highly trained techs can replace your windshield where you are, even if that's right in your driveway. Have a good day. I love you. SafeLight makes it easy. Go to safelight.com and schedule a replacement today.
Safe Flight Repair. Safe Flight Replace. Woo!
Zoe? That's the one, huh?
Today, you're meeting for coffee.
They're gonna love you.
And then before you know it, hey, you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having your credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
I've always known how to fix things. But with psoriatic arthritis, my body felt broken.
Mornings were a nightmare.
But it's not going to control me anymore. With Benzoics, I can't wait to say, I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back. Only Benzelix targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation. Benzelix can deliver transformative relief of joint pain and stiffness. It's fast and lasting. I'm back to what moves me.
I'm back to reaching for new heights.
Less fatigue for some, zero swollen joints, and 100% clear skin for most.
I'm back to what inspires me.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Give yourself a chance to say, I'm back.
Ask your doctor about Benzelix.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy. Three-time Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motor Club, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
NASCAR fans, the time is now to turn your love of racing into free tickets, merchandise, VIP experiences, and much more. Rack up fan rewards points by watching races at home, playing fantasy, completing challenges, and visiting tracks. Then redeem your points for epic prizes. You are in the driver's seat. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards loyalty program today at NASCAR.com/fanrewards.
Just past the halfway point, stage 2, NASCAR Xfinity Series racing in Texas. Aerial coverage provided by the Lucas Oil helicopter. And I'm glad the drivers in the front are playing along with us on TV. Even though we were side by side, they didn't change spots for the lead while we were gone. Austin Hill still in front of Justin Allgaier.
They wanted one of your amazing calls.
I'm sure that's it.
Yes, of course. One of the interesting things here we're seeing is that Justin got there in a hurry to the back of Austin Hill, but since he's got there, sort of fizzled out. And what I'm seeing is you look at the line they're running down here in 1 and 2, how high Austin Hill is up the roof, up the racetrack. As that line comes in, it gets harder and harder to pass for Justin, because if you go lower, you just get tight. And so you're going to have to find some ways to gain momentum on down in 3 and 4, and that's a tough thing. It can help at times, but now they're both forced to pass. Those cars wiggling around. It's just such a tough place to be, because that will come in after the top line of 1 and 2 comes in.
What about driver 7, Dylan? Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, they've been on the radio, Eddie DeHaan, the spotter, and Jim Coleman Crucci, both trying to encourage Justin just to move around, open his entry up. Justin's tried about everything and just came on the radio and said, nothing is really helping. So you guys said it, getting there is one thing, but finding a way around is a whole different battle, especially against the 21.
It's a great point, Bill. I've seen Justin trying different things. He'll try to go lower, he'll enter higher, all sorts of things. But when that top lane of 1 and 2 really becomes his place to be, is Austin's had little bit of traffic deal with here.
I mean, this might be Allgaier's friend, right?
You also don't get around some traffic.
Catherine Legg.
Looked like it might hurt him a little bit more than Austin. It's really what Justin's going to have to hope for is catching traffic in an awkward place to give him the chance to have the momentum when you get up to another car like this. And it's tough because passing here, really, you want to be on the outside car. Making a pass to the inside when you lose that right side arrow just makes it really tough, and especially when that outside groove 1 and 2 starts to be the dominant place to be.
Hey, we've talked a lot about Kyle Larson today, but you got to give a shout out to the 17 of Corey Day, who finds himself in the 8th position despite the fact he'd never seen this place, and he's in front of 2 really good drivers, especially when you talk about intermediates. Ryan Segan, the 39, and the 20 is Brandon Jones, but today is really paying it off, and it's not just an early race thing. He's doing it over the course of the day, which makes it even more impressive. Now to the guy that he's followed throughout his career, Kyle Larson, got the penalty. He's back up inside the top 15 as he drives around Harrisonburg.
He did that using that line we saw earlier, sort of diamonding 1 and 2. It's something Justin Allgaier is probably going to need to get note of to be able to get by Austin Hill. And I'm not surprised to see Kyle Larson driving through the fields. We saw him do it earlier.
Since the restart, plus 15 for Larson. DiBenedetto had the penalty, plus 11. Not as good for Jeff Burton, who's up 9 positions since the restart. Jesse Love coming back. He's 6 right now after a difficult start to the day. Top 5, Austin Hill, Allgaier, Creed, Sanchez, and Mayer.
Yeah, my boy Sheldon running in 3rd.
Sadly, windshield chips can turn into windshield cracks. But at least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Sweet.
SafeLight can come to you for free. And our highly trained techs can replace your windshield right at your home.
Safe light, safe light.
Don't wait. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule now.
Safe light repair, safe light replace. Let's just get a closer look. Mom?
5 immersive worlds. One amazing theme park. Our universe will never be the same.
Here? Oh, you gotta see this.
Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil, but Sparks dissolve under the tongue. Dissolvables work faster than
They should have Connor start the race and do a driver swap with Larson. They should have had just hang out in the back and take it slow. Well, literally, that would have been even a better idea with the competition caution. Yeah, lap 20.
We make some seriously fast cars. Like this one and this one. Definitely this one.
But
and they all have great drivers.
would have been even better because of the caution on lap 1. Literally would have only had to run like 1 green flag lap. Not even a full green flag lap.
Now you're up to speed. You win.
There's only one fuel that can drive the performance you demand from your car. New 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Only at Sunoco.
We also don't know how bad it is. It might be like a thing where even that was too much for Carson.
It's like getting bait man when you need protection.
Or for Connor.
Easy, big mobile, not too fast, baby.
Never play with poison ivy.
Need them regular season points in the playoffs, yeah.
Bait man, please.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Oh, I get it now. Poison ivy.
10 laps to go, stage 2, NASCAR Xfinity Series racing in Texas. It's the Andy's Frozen Custard 300 on CW with Parker Kligerman. I'm Adam Alexander, Dylan Welch on the pit lane with Kim Coon. Carla Metz hanging out in the CW garage. Rain yesterday, cancels practice and qualifying. Chamber of Commerce weather today, 70s, sunshine. And stage 2 has been all about Austin Hill, and I would say give credit to the pit crew who got him that advantage to begin the second stage. And when you talk about stage points being on the line, a lot of good racing here, back part of the top 10.
Yeah, take a great look at the inside of Ryan Sieg here for that final stage point in 10th. He would need that desperately needs some points this time. Has had some tough finishes this year.
See, had that period there, middle of stage 1, early stage 2, where you felt like the 39 was coming to life, and now maybe in need of another adjustment, although he gives up the spot and says, I might take that right back.
Ryan Sieg and Taylor Gray.
Joe Gibbs Racing, and I said it earlier, this has been a great track for them over the years. Riley Herbst quietly in 6th, Brandon Jones 9th, Taylor Gray here in 10th, and just behind them, William Sawallich, who started way back, with the 18 having as good a day as we've seen in a while, Kim.
That's right. Let's get a Toyota driver update with William Sawallich, currently running in the 12th position after starting 35th, and he has no seat time here. The first laps of this race were the first laps on this track for him, but he worked a ton with Eric Amarola to prepare and put around 40 hours of sim time into Texas alone to get ready for this race. Crew Chief Jeff Mendering told me the approach he gave his driver, he said he didn't want to scare him with how sketchy it is here in Texas, but he also didn't want him to underdrive it because this place can be even sketchier if you underdrive. He just needs to charge the corners here is what he told his driver. Right now, Dylan, no, just a little free off of 4 for William Sawallich.
Austin Hill is at the front of this battle for the lead, but all is not well behind the wheel. Take a listen.
There's a possible issue with the brakes. Like I'm having some weird stuff going on. One lap it pulls left, the next lap the rears chatter on entry. It's really, really weird.
He's been working the brake fans, trying to find a good balance there, but trying to hold off the 7 at the same time.
I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it. I mean, Allgaier was just riding back there, couldn't get there, but now we hear the report on the issues of the 21, and here comes the 7 of Allgaier.
And Austin uses the brake bias more than probably any other driver in the series. He's known for it. He did it so often a couple weeks ago, he actually broke the knob inside the race car at one point. So he uses that a lot, but that is an odd issue that he's talking about with the brakes. I'm not exactly sure what that could be right now. Sometimes if you have vibrations, that can kind of push the pads back, that sort of thing, but to be locking the rears, you're only using about 150 to 200 pounds of brake, maybe 250 down to turn 1, which I had to put that on a scale. That's like 15 to 25% of max brake that you'd use here each lap into turn 1, so you shouldn't be having issues like that.
A couple of things to watch here, some big stories developing. Not only the battle for the lead, as Hill right now is holding off Justin Allgaier, but we're riding on board with Jeff Burton. Final car on the lead lap, had the penalty into stage 1. He wants to stay right here so he doesn't lose a lap, and at the very least wants to make sure that he's in the free pass position at the end of the stage if he does lose a lap, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to hang on to it.
It's going to be really tough to hold off Austin Hill here as he looks down the inside. And even with those brake issues, Austin Hill easily able to get in front of him. You don't want to go too far up. He's able to get away from him.
3 to go in the stage. Now you just have to hope Hill doesn't pass anyone else, putting them a lap down. Next car you would see to put a lap down, Jeremy Clements, make it Brennan.
Oh, around goes a 5. And that'll bring out the caution to end the stage.
Now get the free pass. Just right in the 5, was running 27th when it got away from him.
So it was an 18-minute and 3-second green flag run around there.
5th caution of the afternoon.
And that's going to end the stage. Austin Hill will win stage 2.
Special part about Texas is the walls are very close on both sides.
Number 5, that's Chris Wright, correct?
At times the track get blocked on restarts with large wrecks.
This is going to end the stage.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look at it here. Off of turn 2. Yeah, we talked about it all day. Being too high out of the groove, there's just absolutely no grip. Chris was just too high. The track falls away from you there. It flattens out. Then the wall comes up quickly. He's able to keep it out of the inside wall.
All right.
You know, we talked last week at Town.
I'm going to go outside and smoke, and I'll be back for the start of the final stage.
So locked in the draft. It's kind of the same here, right? I mean, if you miss your mark just a little, it gets away from you.
And it's so odd as you look there, Sam Mayer on board, watching it happen, Chris Wright. You wouldn't think they were in a really drastically different line through that corner at that time, but the line between being in the grip and out of it is so fine, and there's no identifying marker to you. There's not a line on the racetrack that says here's grip, here isn't. You just have to feel it, you have to sense it, you just have to know, and it's a really tough thing. That's why we see cars that just get a little bit too far out of the groove suddenly lose all that grip, and when you get out there, it can at times, especially if you go high enough, feel like ice potentially that you've hit, which is just what makes this place so tough.
confirming Jeff Burton will get the free pass, get back on the lead lap. He's 25th right now in the running order. Looking at some of those drivers in the top 10 that needed stage points. Sanchez is in 4th. Sam Mayer, trying to help his cause. Jesse Love back there.
Great first 2 stages for Nick Sanchez. This team has, I feel like they've done that a couple times this season, haven't gotten the finishes, but they've kept themselves in close enough to the playoff cut line through those stage points, and they did that again today, starting back at 14th, but to get 2 top 5s in the stages, that's really impressive.
Had a quick shot of the 21 pit crew. They did their job, get the track position, and Austin Hill pays it off. Going to get his 6th stage win of 2025, his first that was not in the draft. And it's the first time he's won a stage at Texas Motor Speedway. Allgaier is 2nd. Creed, Sanchez, Mayer, the top 5. Austin Hill has 2 career wins on 1.5-mile tracks. He's got 3 victories this year. Feeling the momentum. They did have some mechanical issues. What's going on there? We'll follow up when we return. Pit stops are next.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now, I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, had B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
We are green.
Big stars, the celebrity news.
Who does it better?
31 seasons of Extra.
Extra, weeknights at 5 on CW6.
A bad car crash changes everything. The life you knew, gone. Pain, bills, lost work. Nothing feels certain anymore. And your insurance company? No surprises there. They're offering you as little as possible. The Stanley Law, we won't settle for fast cash. The Stanley system means expert witnesses and leaving no stone unturned for every dollar you deserve. Let's make it clear. When your accident's severe, just get here.
I would recommend that anybody use Comfort Windows. They treated us and our home with respect, and I appreciated that. The windows are so easy to clean, they simply tilt in. It's great.
Our windows at Comfort are handcrafted with attention to detail, are energy efficient, and easy to operate, making them the perfect window for your home.
Save 50% off installation with 0% financing available. All from the name you know, the people you trust. Visit comfortwindows.com and schedule your free estimate today.
Ryan Phelps has grown his car dealerships by helping thousands of customers regardless of credit history. Ryan Phelps Auto has 21 lenders for good credit, bad credit, and really bad credit with over 200 vehicles available and a buy here, pay here option.
Just because your credit's bad doesn't mean that you have to buy from some place like this. My staff cares about its reputation, so it's certainly going to care about you.
Good credit, bad credit with A+ reputation. Visit RyanPhelps.com and see why everyone's buying from Ryan.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. And by Andy's Frozen Custard. Made fresh every hour and 54,000 treat combos to wow your taste buds. Visit Andy's today. Anthony Alfredo, enjoying a pretty good afternoon, looking for his 4th consecutive top 15 finish. And now our race fit health report for the driver from Connecticut, brought to you by Breasttree.
Fast Pasta said he eats pasta and carb loads before races. He also made sure to tell us what his favorite sauce is. Botticelli there. Botticelli. I know it's a sponsor pick. So once again, we got a sponsor in here. I like this. 315 pounds deadlift by end of the season. Good to have a goal. To do that, you got to listen to Hard Rock, I would think. That's going to pump you up to want to deadlift that much weight. I'd be like me lifting you. Right?
Oh, after I had the Andes frozen
there we
custard. and just like that, we're on board with the Andes car. To Progressive Pit Road, here come the race leaders as we have pit stops ending stage 2. Kim?
Yeah, that Andy's frozen custom machine driven by Sam Mayer. Sam saying just a little bit snug, same as stage 1. They'll look to take an air pressure adjustment on those fresh Goodyear tires and half an adjustment from the last stop. As we move further down pit road, top of your screen, that's Nick Sanchez. Little free early in the run, then want to take tight in the middle of the run, then free in a good way, he said, to end it. Dylan said he didn't want to change much on that car.
Go back on the changes they made on the 7 car at the end of stage 1 to give Justin Allgaier more lateral grip. That's a half round down on the track bar. Told you about the brake concerns for the 21 of Austin Hill. That's causing him to chatter the front tires. He wants to be looser. They made an air pressure adjustment, chassis adjustment on the 21.
The team does their job again in the 21 cam. Austin Hill comes in with the race lead. He has the top spot off, +1 for Creed. Allgaier loses 1. Sanchez and Love, the top 5. Final stage after the break.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardiance, at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular deaths too. Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
Sadly, windshield chips can turn into windshield cracks. But at least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Sweet.
SafeLight can come to you for free. Don't wait. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule now.
Your new bike is officially protected by America's #1 motorcycle insurer. You can now safely go wherever the wind takes us.
That's right.
It was one of those books that smelled bad, but in a good way, you know? Oh, man. Oh, didn't think this through, did you? No. You go without me. The owner and I aren't on speaking terms. Apparently the refills are limited. Okay. It's not okay.
When my doctor gave me Breasttree for my COPD, I noticed things changed. Breasttree gave me better breathing starting within 5 minutes. It also reduced flare-ups.
Breasttree won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttree more than prescribed. Breasttree may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttree.
It's not about the cars, the speed, the action. It's not about the party or the long weekend. It's about them. The ones that gave everything. This Memorial Day weekend, we are calling at America's Home for Racing. The 66th running of the Coca-Cola 600.
As we get ready to head into the final stage of the race, and it is, of course, the perfect time to make yourself the Cabo Wabo Smoke Show. Just scan the QR code for a recipe to enjoy while you sit back, relax, and watch the rest of the race. Cabo Wobble, the official tequila of NASCAR. And Austin Hill says he made a lot of all-season changes from his workouts to his weekly regimen. But with that has come a sense of mental clarity like never before. He also spent a lot of time this offseason getting more involved in the setups of his race cars, which he says has been able to help clearly relate that information to his team. Says he usually didn't want to step on toes for his team, but he just now wants to be a part of the whole entire process. And guys, we saw that come into play at the end of stage 2. That team communication was big as the 21 ended stage 2 on top.
And his team has been incredible today. 2 fastest stops of the afternoon, both by RCR's number 21.
And it's not surprising because they have been the fastest pit crew for the last couple of years. They've led that category throughout the year, each and every year. They've won him multiple races. It's amazing what that 21 crew does.
The other end of the spectrum, William Swalich, uncontrolled tire, was 13th prior to the pit stops.
That is so unfortunate. He was once again having a solid run, and you see the tire all the way out there. That is definitely uncontrolled.
Here's a thought.
And now we get a report from pit road.
Here's a thought. Well, this is at least just from my perspective.
Here to support his team and his substitute driver, Kyle.
Oh, here's Connor
The
Zillis.
goal is to learn from Kyle. And your crew chief Marty Lindley told me he hopes you get an idea of what he has to do. So what's been added to your notebook, just being on top of the box?
Yeah, listening to how he gives feedback. I'll tell you, it's weird watching someone drive a car with their name on it, but I'm glad that it's Kyle. I'm able to learn a lot from him, and the Blues Hog Chevrolet is as fast as Xfinity Mobile, so hopefully in stage 3 we had a good pit stop there so we can move forward a little bit and hopefully get my team a good finish.
All right, there you have it. We're going to let him get back on top of the box for this restart.
Here's my thought.
The experience here as a young driver trying to
Bill Elliott was like the most popular driver for like over a decade straight. But like, I've never really heard many people, if anyone, be like, my favorite driver was Bill Elliott. Like, you don't really hear that, or at least I don't.
Every lap so far today.
You know?
Pace car.
So you hear so many people be like, I was a Junior fan.
Will make their way to the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Final
Green flag.
stage underway in Texas.
103 to go. Oh, trouble! Big crash. Wow, Josh Williams involved. Oh man, that's a big crash.
Caution of the afternoon comes out as we begin the final stage. Already more cautions today than we had in the race
about
last
6
week
cars.
at Talladega. Some damage for the 54, the rookie Taylor Gray.
It was a 10-second green flag run.
If you watched the truck race last night, we saw a major wreck through the grass in that dogleg, and I think we're going to see exactly the same thing here. We've talked about it throughout the day. You lose your sight as you're following other cars, and you just lose sight of where that grass is as you go through a restart. It's really tough. Everyone starts to go lower and lower, trying to get sight into turn 1 and set up for turn 1.
Boys, that's my fault. I moved up, not enough.
That's a shame for Josh Williams. I think when he gets to watch it all back, he'll see that he sort of followed the cars in front of him, which all sort of followed each other into the grass. As that happened, it caused all sorts of checkups and cars getting into each other.
You know, we see problems on restarts where penalties happen when you follow the car in front of you, then you get out of line, right? I mean, you jump too early. Here, it's the grass that gets you when you follow someone in front of you.
So first you have Corey Day getting the outside there.
Yeah,
really
grass.
And then Sam Mayer was lower than Corey Day. And
Yeah, then Josh
Carson
Williams
Quapple
put in the
tried
wall
to
real
follow
hard.
him, and then Josh was trying to go lower than Carson Quapple. All 3 of them basically ended up in the grass.
What's up, Daniel
You saw
Barry?
Sam Mayer make a really harsh move to get away from the grass.
How you
They're
doing?
basically trying to follow the cars in front of you. But you just don't know it's down there. And that's how you end up, and obviously Taylor Gray getting some damage there from Sam Mayer getting into, or for Corey Day.
On board with Sam Mayer.
Great save. It's like you just follow the cars in front of you thinking they know where to go. They have clearer sight than you. They don't. They're in the grass. You're in the grass, and then it all ends up in a wreck.
Maybe a trip to the sod farm overnight to repair the grass. Been down there a lot.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Hey kid, it's pronounced Liberty.
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 Now she's mocking me. Very mature.
Hey, that's enough, you two.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
She's two.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Liberty. Let's just get a closer look.
Five immersive worlds. One amazing theme park. Our universe will never be the same.
Oh, you gotta see this.
Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort.
At Ace, we know whether you grill with charcoal, gas, pellet, or griddle. We've got the perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. With free assembly and delivery of your new grill, along with all the sauces, rubs, and grilling extras, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds pretty perfect. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming.
It's now boom time. The Wi-Fi booming. The Wi-Fi is booming like a
10x double unicorn IPO.
Beam me sideways. It's bursting with Wi-Fi.
Now everyone who knows a boom when they see one is going to want in.
The Wi-Fi's booming.
Don't miss your chance to race for the millions.
Finalists, are you ready?
The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back. Enter now to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race at the Phoenix Raceway, where you could take home $1 million. The race for the million is on. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR. Home to the NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
In Texas, you'll find the fastest cars. Here in Miami, you'll find the fastest racers. This is Grand Slam Track, created by Michael Johnson, 4-time Olympic gold medalist, 8-time world champion. Instead of pit stops, Grand Slam Track pits Olympic and world champions head-to-head. Paris gold medalists include Sidney McLaughlin, Levrone, Gabby Thomas, Cole Hawker. Other medalists, we've got Grant Fisher, Kenny Bednarik. You combine all that speed, and you end up with big performances for big money. And when the cars cross the finish line there, our racers head to the start line here. So join us, Grand Slam Track from Miami, here on the CW.
It's great CW Sports Saturday. Grand Slam Track comes your way next. Right now, it's the Andes Frozen Custard 300 NASCAR Xfinity Series racing for the 47th time at Texas Motor Speedway. And our 6th caution flag is out. 10 cars involved in a crash as we begin the final stage.
It's been an interesting one for sure. It started out chaotic and it's continued throughout. But this wreck here that happened on the restart, I think we've got a better visual of what I've been trying to talk about, where you lose your sight of where the grass is. We're on board with Sam Mayer here. There's Corey Day in front of him. We're going through the first dog leg here. And then right as we get past the start-finish line right here, you can't see. If we go back a little bit, you can't see where that grass is. And remember, we're up top on the roof right here. So if you stop it there, basically, what Sam Mayer's vision is nothing. There's no grass. He's just going to follow the car in front of him. And that's what everyone behind him is doing as well. And then that grass sort of pops up as you're trying to get further left to get some visual. And suddenly, he's down there and the cars behind him are even lower. Now they're in the grass, and that causes the wreck that we had on the restart.
And the other thing I would say in this situation, we know it's challenging to pass here. The sense of urgency on a restart is enormous in a place like Texas, anywhere. But you know this is your big chance to go out and gain some track position, and the aggression level is on high. update on driver 2, Jesse Love, Dylan.
He'll restart in 4th, but has been a little bit under the weather this weekend. This was the recent team radio on the 2.
We'll just take a shorter lane, brother. I need you to get more amped up. Sound like you're sleeping in there. This thing's gonna haul ass this run. Yeah, I still feel like you're taking this thing to turn. We'll be all right.
So it's kind of funny because their mantra on this street team the last couple weeks has been pushing full offense and just attack constantly. But sometimes when you don't feel good, it's a little hard to get up on the wheel and make stuff happen. Good news is they've been fast, and as we said, he'll restart 4th here.
Well, it is always tough when you don't feel well to kind of be amped up and have high heart rate and that sort of thing. But
getting ready to go back green here. Going to be 97 laps to go.
That team has been asking him to be more aggressive. They did that at Rockingham. They got the win. Unfortunately, it was taken away in race tech. But he has been more aggressive over the last couple weeks than we've seen in the past, especially on restarts. Danny Stockman's been asking him to do that and been happy that he's been doing that.
Double duty this weekend for Jesse Love. He's going to drive the 62 car tomorrow. Second career Cup start for Beard Motorsports. First coming for RCR at Bristol. First time tomorrow he'll drive the 62. Front
All right,
row,
back green.
we'll restart once again. The guys that have dominated this race. Austin Hill inside of Justin Allgaier.
Really even start by both the leaders. Justin's going to try and hang it out there, and he is able to do it just like we saw at the start of the race. Drives right around Austin Hill.
Ooh. Oh, around he goes. No, Sheldon. God damn, that was a hard hit.
Number 7.
Oh my
God.
God.
There was Jesse Love. We'll see if there's any damage to the 2 car. We just talked about him. And
Yeah, Jesse Love has
and
damage.
Also got Corey Day in the 17.
That's a shame for Corey. He's been doing such a great job. Came in here with no experience whatsoever, no practice, no qualifying. Was running up in the top 10. I think one of the best performances we've seen out of Corey Day in the limited starts he's had in the Xfinity Series. Not too much damage to that front. They'll have to patch that up.
Tough thing, for all these drivers that are getting beat up right now, maybe the damage isn't severe, but you got to come pull a fender, maybe change tires, take something up. You lose all of that track position. This is not good. Now, everybody's going to have to make another pit stop here. You can't make it from the end of stage 2 to the end of the race on fuel. But at lap 104, we're way too early to be thinking about that.
So we're going to look at it here. Sheldon's that white car, below the blue and white car, the second row. Just started to come up the racetrack as Corey sort of was going to go through the middle to make it 3 wide. He didn't know he was there.
It's taking us 28 minutes, or 25 minutes, sorry, to go. Fucking
that's difficult because for Sheldon's
56 seconds of green flag racing.
Corner, and you're on the bottom. I've talked about how that corner flattens out. You sort of lose the race car on the exit. He's committed at that point, and the 17 being there just puts him in a really awkward spot. There's probably thinking if he heard that 17 was outside, that he's probably further up. There's a little bit more room there. More likely following the 2. That would be the more natural line, but the 17 was a bit lower. And they all come together. A really hard hit for Sheldon the inside.
Yeah, it really fucking sucks.
That's never a way you want to hit driver's side.
This here goes to the 8th of Sammy Smith, who's 23rd. Sammy's had a difficult day. Got nose damage early, but makes his way back now to the lead lap, just under 100 laps to go. Here's some Sheldon Creed radio.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know, 17 was offset from the 2, just got in your quarter mouth. So tired of inexperienced out of the
Definitely frustrated, and I can understand some of the frustration. You know, that, like I said, basically what caught him off guard there is the 17 was so offset from the 2 and so much lower. And he was going up the corner. If he even heard that the 17 was out there, he thought he'd be way higher up.
You know, Sheldon Creed only 17 points above the cut line. Not a lot of breathing room there. Under caution in Texas. Hurry up, come on.
I'm so cold.
Things are heating up.
Chew. Speak with a licensed medical provider at BlueChew.com to find out if Blue Chew is right for you.
You know, sometimes my life could be a little crazy. That's why when you find stability, you gotta grab it and hold on to it. Like how Verizon just lets you lock in a low price for 3 years. Even if you're already a customer. Is that even real? That's not just for me. And they give you a free phone on any plan. Who's doing that? Nobody. Come on, what's better than that? Probably nothing. Yeah, nothing.
This is the story of the one. The one knows that when the big game is days away, the unexpected can put everything on the line. But with a solid game plan and a teammate like Granger that she can rely on to deliver the product she needs when she needs it, she's confident that she will always win the day. And her team will do the same. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
If you feel held back by the weight of financial decisions, we can give you the tools to help you break free. Credit Karma gives you personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Hey, Cole's mom. My mom said not to get her anything for Mother's Day.
Don't get her just anything.
She said not to get her anything.
That's not what she means.
Take an extra 15% off gifts mom really wants. Plus earn Kohl's cash. And that's how you Kohl's.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Golden Corral. Golden Corral honors our nation's heroes. Let's go to the Care Center in Kim.
Josh Williams out of the Care Center after being part of the previous incident that tangled a number of cars. What happened?
Yeah, just, everybody's so tight on restarts and, just couple guys got in the grass, and I guess I got the worst end of it. So Reed even said something to me about it. He's like, grass, and it's just too late. So it's unfortunate. We had a really fast Allo employer service to Chevrolet. Almost as fast as Xfinity Mobile until we started to mow the lawn there. So if we were racing lawnmowers, I'd be looking pretty good, but we're not. These are stock cars. So just hate it for everybody at Colic. We'll enjoy our weeks off here, regroup, and be back to Charlotte.
We've seen a number of cautions today. Do you feel like that's a product of not having practice yesterday?
I think it's just a product of where certain people started at the beginning of the race. A lot of the people that started closer to the front don't have a lot of laps here, or some of them have none, right? So I think that's just a product of it. Now I'm not sure. I can't tell you why.
Good analysis there from Josh Williams.
It's good to see he's, not taking too heavy, lighthearted.
That's right.
After that, I agree with him. If we were racing lawnmowers, he had the right line.
And
unfortunately, it wasn't the right place to be.
Kim references all the cautions. And we're averaging 10 here in the last 7 races. We've got 7 cautions today. Creed's going to call it an afternoon, which is huge. I said it going to break, only 17 above the cut line, and he's probably going to continue to fall. In fact, as I look at it now, updating 4.
Yeah, it's been a disastrous last handful of races for the 00 after a strong start to the year. You really felt like coming into the season at HFT and just how fast those race cars were. As Haas in years past, this could be a big opportunity for him. I've been expecting him to get that first win finally, but just has not had it gone his way as of late and was having a very strong run.
Now we go to the CW garage. Here's Carla.
Thanks, guys. And of course, everyone has a little different approach to this 2-week break coming up. Austin Hill's going to take a trip with his family. Sammy Smith going to run in the truck race at North Wilkesboro. But almost every driver says no matter their off-track plans, they're going to be sitting down with their teams either on the front end or the back end and assess where their team is at and how they're going to make adjustments moving forward. Parker, I know you used the term earlier today, Red Monday. That might be coming up pretty soon.
It's a good fight. Yeah, so this is a thought process in NASCAR as we get to Charlotte. That Monday post-Charlotte, it's kind of the first quarter of the season. Everyone starts to evaluate how are the relationships, how are the crew chief and the driver working together, and often that's the time of the year you might see changes in NASCAR. I don't know who would be a candidate for that right now, but that's definitely some of the discussions a lot of teams will be having as we head to the next couple of weeks and post-Charlotte.
Men, you know what? Half our playoff spots are filled. 6 series regulars have been to victory lane, so they've locked themselves in to a postseason position. And once we exit Charlotte, we're halfway through the regular season, if you can believe that. That'll be 13 of 26. Green flag when we come back.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now, I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Safe like repair.
Perfecting your swing is hard.
Nice shot, Dad. Oh. Safe like replace.
But replacing your windshield doesn't have to be. Go to safelight.com and we can come to you.
Sick.
Our highly trained techs can replace your windshield where you are, even if that's right in your driveway.
Have a good day. I love you.
SafeLight makes it easy. Go to safelight.com and schedule a replacement today.
Safe like repair. Safe like replace. Woo!
At Ace, explore the full lineup of Weber grills. The Weber Spirit Gas Grill, sear-wood pellet grills for searing and smoking, and the rust-resistant Weber Slate Griddle. From burgers to breakfast, Ace is the place for your perfect Weber grill.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ready for liftoff? You will be. With Blue Chew, your confidence takes flight. It's not just a boost, it's a whole new attitude. Blue Chew, it's out of this world.
Beautiful Saturday afternoon in Fort Worth. High above the Texas Motor Speedway. This perspective courtesy of our Lucas Oil helicopter. Talk about productive days in Texas. Some drivers that really needed it, delivering stage points.
All right, about to go back green here.
But they're chasing that regular season championship, and both Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier back great days. Nick Sanchez, the one you circle, and now that he's out of the race, Sheldon Creek, because he's going to need those.
It's going to be massive for him to get something out of today after that wreck taking him out.
Ryan Sieg is a driver that's going to, at least as of now, compete for a points position in the playoffs, and Jeff Burke, who got the free pass a while ago after having a penalty earlier, now 11th for the restart. So that's big for him to
Get you back on the pace car.
This is basically the third race that we've seen him find a way to get stage points. He did that at Rockingham, actually tied for the most points in the day. We saw that at Talladega. He scored a ton of stage points and almost had that perfect day, getting so close to winning. And now again here today, you know, he is a team, that team has historically needed a win probably in a super speedway to get in the playoffs. But this year, I think, and he and I talked about this yesterday, I think it'd be more impressive if they did it on points. And right now, when they keep doing this with stage points, they had that opportunity. As we sit right now, he's plus 20 above the cut line. If he stays in that range as we head towards midsummer months, it's definitely making on points a possibility.
We'll go green next time around. If you're looking for a cable news network which respects all Americans, then you have a new home with News Nation. See why News Nation is news for all Americans.
It's going to take 35 minutes
Go to newsnationnow.com.
to go one green flag lap of racing. Actually, like 36.
You know, we talk about the restart. It's going to be those two veterans from Chevrolet up front, Allgaier and Hill.
Or no, one green flag minute of racing is what I meant to say.
Look what Chevy has done in 2025. 19 of 24 stages, almost 1,700 laps led, and they've won 9 of 11 races.
If you're in a Toyota Ford, for some reason, you probably feel like an underdog this season.
Well, and they've got, I think, 7 of the top 10 on the restart here, including the top 4. Row 1, Allgaier Hill.
All right, back green.
Sanchez, and oh yeah, Kyle Larson right back in it outside of row 2. Green with 88 to go.
Austin Hill's going to want to try and do it just Allgaier did to him earlier. Stay to that door, squeeze on him and get him loose and try to use the outside. He got tight earlier in the day. Is he able to stay there?
Starts are huge. Control. Allgaier out front, and Hill not just going to lose a chance of the lead. He falls back to third as Sanchez comes 32nd.
We've seen that for Austin Hill twice now in this day when he's in that outside lane. He tries to stay and do what Justin Allgaier stick. He loses the front end on the exit 2, and now falls back to third.
Talking about Jim Burton, lost a lap after a penalty earlier, got the free pass, 27, good restart. Prior to the choose 11th, he's now in the 8th position, and here's the 88, Kyle Larson, going underneath Austin Hill. This is the battle for third.
And this is what happens, you lose control of the race, as Austin Hill did. And just now got to come around him on the outside, 2 restarts ago. That took away the control from being the control car on the restart, and now he's lost 3 positions, basically, falling back to 4th. You knew how good he was when he was in clean air, but now he's in dirty air, and they're going to have to figure out if we get late race restarts how to make that car fire off better, not being the lead.
Brandon Jones continues to impress today. Not sure exactly what the average running position is, but there he is in the 5th spot. Meanwhile, 3 wide, 4th position. Daniel Dye, the rookie, in the 10. The 18, William Sawalich. Matt DiBenedetto is there. Jeremy Clements in the 51. All of this happening from 10th on back.
Sawalich had a good run going. They had that issue of pit lane. He's trying to fight back from that. Now getting himself back towards the top 10. That's exactly what he needs. After some of the races they've had this season, he just needs a solid race with a solid finish in the top 10.
All of these drivers racing for 10th, just in front of them. Leland Honeyman Jr. having a great day in 9th.
And we started the day off with him basically starting his own highlight reel, being involved in everything that was happening on the track. At one point, somehow, has found himself in the top 10. They got that top 10 in Atlanta, which was impressive. That's big for that small race team.
Sharing time with Thomas Annunziata, driving for the Koch family racing team, and showing out here today. Dye starting to go in the wrong direction in the 10 car.
For that Koch family racing team, they only have a handful of employees that work on that team, going full-time this year. Aidan McHugh is the crew chief, told me he's working on the cars and working multiple hats and different jobs, wearing multiple hats, so it's impressive when they have performances like this to be up in the top 10.
You know what I like about Sawalich here? I think it would be easy to have a lot of anxiousness on a restart. Go get it, go get it. Being very patient. And I think he realizes at this point what he's accomplished to come back after the penalty. Now just make sure you find your spot at the right time.
And he needs that right now. Like, they just need to finish a race. It's been hard to watch at times. You know, we looked at Bristol, he was running the top 10, got involved in an incident. There's been tough races like Homestead and Darlington that just didn't have the speed. He was trying to figure out this mile-and-a-half sort of style of racing. This has definitely been his best mile-and-a-half in terms of performance, and I think he knows the value that a finish, just a solid finish, would do for this team and the momentum of driving the off weeks that we have ahead of us.
More now on driver 70. Here's Kim.
Yeah, you guys talking about the good run by Leland Honeyman Jr. currently in the 9th position. Talking with their crew chief, Aidan McHugh, he said all of their cars, remember, are the 42 chassis from last year, so they know there is potential there. Now, what he's trying to do with his drivers is instill that they have to finish where they're running. They've had some good runs, just not good finishes, so we'll see if they can end this day with a top 10.
The 70 is going forward. One car that is going backwards since the restart is Austin Hill. Restarted first, back to 4th now. Here's some radio as to why. They've been working on it all day, as he said. They battled that tight condition, trying to free him up at the end of stage 2, and now he's still battling that same issue. So a little bit of work to do for the 21.
Right, Dylan. We saw that when he exited off 2, the front end just took off on that race car because you could see how tight it was. And when he mentions tires like that, sometimes different sets of tires can have a different reaction in the car. You hope that the last set you put on is probably your best set, but sometimes for just no apparent reason, tires will make the car react a little differently. They'll just have to keep adjusting on it.
Hill is 4th. Allgaier leading, sandwiched in between the battle for the runner-up spot. 48, the rookie, Nick Sanchez. And right behind him, Kyle Larson, who is lurking in the 88.
This is a great run by Nick Sanchez. It's been really impressive since starting 14th, got himself in the top 5 and just hasn't fallen out of it all day long. He's done really well on the restarts as well. Now to have Kyle Larson behind you, that's a tough one to hold off. One of the things I'll be interested to see is if Kyle's able to do some of that diamond line down in 1 and 2 here that we saw him use earlier. We haven't seen others really do it successfully, sort of going from the top and then sort of cutting down earlier on the exit corner. maybe a little bit there, not quite as pronounced as we saw earlier, but that's probably going to be his best chance of trying to get a run on Nick Sanchez.
As these two battle, it's significant how quickly can Larson get around him, because if you're Allgaier, you want to drive away in anticipation of some green flag pit stops that are going to come in the next 20 laps or so. Build that gap, have the advantage before the green flag cycle, right?
Just Allgaier's rooting for Nick Sanchez right now.
Oh, big time.
Hold off the 88 a little bit. Nick is pushing he's really high off of 2 right there, and that's going to allow Kyle Larson to get the inside. He was really pushing it higher and higher in that groove, and it's sort of a forbidden fruit a little bit in turns 1 and 2. You feel every time you go through there, I can get a little higher, there's going to be more speed. But as you saw Nick, the race car suddenly takes off when you just go too far out.
Junior Motorsports running 1-2.
Someone's slow on track.
Catherine Legg slowed on the back straightaway.
Catherine Legg.
Could this produce our 8th caution of the day?
No caution yet.
As you heard the team say, the left front is definitely down.
Busy time for Catherine Legg in the Xfinity Series, driving a part-time schedule, but several in a row. Those Chevys for Jordan Anderson.
She's picked some really tough tracks.
Oh, my
goodness. I talked to her about this. I was like, how did these tracks come together? It was just what was available and how the sponsorship works, but some really tough places. And here with no practice qualifying, so tough with her limited experience in stock cars.
On board with Jen Burton, just saw Sawalich flash by. Rookie from Minnesota up to 8th in the 18.
Just what you'll hear all day, and that's so, at times when you're on new tires, you'll be buried in that throttle as you get down to the center of the corner.
Kim?
Sheldon Creed out of the Care Center. It was a good day up until that incident. What can you tell us from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, frustrating for our Road Ranger Ford Mustang. For the first time in a while, I felt like I was a good restart and getting the lead away from having a shot at winning. And that was a really good feeling. It felt really good in the car. And I don't know, I missed the beginning of that, but I was focused on racing the 2. He was pretty close to my door, and I think the 17 was just trying to not poke middle, but just was down a lane and got me in the right rear first. So I don't know, just frustrating. 3 out of 4 weeks now getting wrecked. So proud of everyone at Haas Factory Team. I feel like this was the first week where the car drove really good. Maybe because they didn't have practice to let me mess it up. So I just ran it in the right direction, get a couple weeks off to reset, and come back swinging.
Sheldon Creed stealing my stats. DNFs in 3 of the last 4 races for the driver that won a truck race here in Texas in 2020. Allgaier leading green flag pit stops when we return.
You did take a hard hit.
If you're planning on all getting together, why stay in hotel rooms and not be together? Get an Airbnb and actually get together.
Nice Oakleys, Stipe. Where'd you get them?
GovX.com. Man, I gotta get me one of those. Where'd you get it? GovX.com.
Hey, Stipe, nice boots. Where'd you get those?
GovX.com. Use it. Exclusive deals for first responders, military, and law enforcement only at GovX.com.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California,
brake pads,
to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
Sarah Benzino, Brandon Coley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
What'd she call Harper?
Oh, you mean Jablonski Auto Body LLC.
We actually sold the twins naming rights.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days. Here he comes.
Oasis Breeze Tan and Spa.
If you need a tan, I'm your man. Can do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us.
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think. Just for Men gives you the strongest, fullest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, score your best beard ever. Just for Men.
Salon Pass Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Let's go see what NASCAR on Prime's all about.
Let's do this.
Starting off big, the Coke 600.
Green flag.
Nashville. Michigan? Hell yeah. And Mexico City. Mexico City?
Someone say road course?
Yeah. Finally, Pocono. Stream all 5 Cup Series races. NASCAR is on Prime. Come on.
Been quite a day for Justin Allgaier. Led the most laps, has won a stage. He's in control right now, and he has the Xfinity fastest lap. See it on the
Justin
board there.
Justin Allgaier has the fastest lap.
So he's got that purple stopwatch in our bumper. And now we start thinking about pit stops, and I would say we're 5-10 laps away from
Yeah,
seeing
pretty
these
close
guys
to pit
come
stops.
in what would be a scheduled stop.
Yeah, the way this
And they wouldn't have to pit again.
Green flag stop if we go green around this time. It's about lap 140, 150, somewhere in there. We've got a bunch of caution laps.
The caution were to come out in the next like 5 laps or so, though.
A little later, so they might
be kind of close.
Longer, just trying to stretch that out. But we definitely expect green flag stops the next 10 or 15 laps or so.
You look at our bumper, and this is, laps since they last made a pit stop. But if you go over outside the top 10, Corey Day, Riley Herbst, those are drivers, Daniel Dye, that would be candidates to run it long here and put themselves in a
Not
position.
really. Let's it came out like now.
Caution comes out, and they'd have an opportunity to take advantage. And as we start talking about green flag pit stops, we can't lose sight of the fact that Kyle Larson is right in the hip pocket of Justin Allgaier for the race lead.
I feel like I'm back at Bristol again.
Yes.
These two going at it once again. Maybe roles reverse slightly this time. The 7 car has been
Larson running at second.
Larson in that 88 phone in for Connor Zilic. He's had to work through the field twice now.
Just went around Carson Quaffle, putting him 2 laps down. Their teammate was had a host of issues today in the 1 for Junior Motorsports.
Going into a host of traffic here. This will be tough for Justin to navigate. You want them all to stay in the same line there as you see those two staying to the bottom, but now have these 3 cars ahead of them as well.
I mean, Larson's going to get around
That
it.
will really slow you up.
Showing 22 cars.
No doubt about that.
And the last of those, Anthony Alfredo. Take a caution right now. Basically, in your window, stay on the lead lap. It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, this is not what Justin wants to see in front of him. You don't want to go much higher than where he is right there.
It was lap traffic that compromised his momentum here last year, talking about Allgaier when he was in the race lead. There he goes around Alfredo, putting him a lap down. Next car he'll see, the 44 of Brennan Poole, also on the lead lap, short in 21st.
He actually got away from Kyle Larson a little bit through that traffic. It's amazing to me to just watch almost lap by lap how this track widens out, where they can run. But the one thing that does, it just makes it seems like it makes it harder and harder for that second place car to try and get by the leader, to get a run, to create momentum. It helps with getting through these lappers, but as we see the track just start to widen out, it gives the leader so much control. You can't really run the bottom as effectively as you could earlier in the race. And that outside will have the momentum, it seems like. So you've just got to find a way to generate some momentum or force him out of that top groove.
59 to go. No more lappers for a bit now. The advantage for Allgaier, 0.3 of a second over Kyle Larson. Corey Day, we mentioned where he is in regard to the pit stop situation.
Ooh, damn.
Wow.
Close.
That
Riley Herbst was pitting, and he was on the bottom, committed underneath Jeb, and caught Riley really quickly.
A little bit surprised Riley Herbst is pitting here because he was on the better end of it when you talk about fuel and tires, but they come down, assume it's scheduled with 59 to go, Kim.
Yeah, Riley Herbst just a little loose entry. What's the duration of the grip to last for him? You see those 4 fresh Goodyear tires, slide adjustment, snowboat fuel, and he is done with his pit stop.
He was 10th when he came in. Now the battle right of your screen. We go full screen. Race for the lead. Here's Larson driving the inside of Allgaier. 7, not giving up.
Oh! They made contact. Larson and Allgaier made contact.
That's as sketchy as it gets when you have the positive.
My God.
You try to get in there, but if you sort of cut off the entry a little bit into 3, gets the car really loose, and then you have a car on your outside that takes the air off the inside. So look here, you have the run here out of 2.
They didn't wreck, and they maintained their battle, but
Probably expecting to be able to slide up in front of them, but Justin does
well, Larson fell a little bit
good job on the outside.
behind, but
That gets Larson even looser.
still a battle.
You know, I did this exact same thing with about 10 to go or 15 to go in 2023 underneath Justin, and I didn't get the lead either.
How'd that end for you?
I ended up finishing 2nd. Okay.
Yeah, Pirates game is delayed.
I felt like I
I saw that. A lot of games are going to be delayed tonight. The Red Sox are starting, but they're going to end up being in a delay. Probably going to be a suspended game.
How do you handle this situation and get your mind around that? Because we know it's going to be coming here soon.
Well, it's big there just to get away from him there and maybe have a chance now to build more of a gap, Kim.
And you see the 18 of William Sawalich. Pretty good rebound for him after having an uncontrolled tire earlier in the race. The crew on the right side, they'll put 4 fresh Goodyear tires on that machine. William just complaining, gets a little tight on exit as they continue fuel service on this car.
He was 7th. When he came down pit road was William Sawalich. Best career finish to date is 9th, so he's working on a career day.
Man, Chris Wright.
Oh my goodness, that was dangerous.
That was close.
Wow, that was tight, and I know from Justin how high he was there. It had to feel really sketchy going around Chris Wright on the outside into the gray a little bit. Take another look at it here down in turn 3. Yeah, he didn't want to be up there. No, your right side's that high up. That is too high, and he somehow got away with it. Great job by Justin to hold on to that thing.
Riley Herbst, who had made that pit stop, being shown 22nd now, 2 laps down. Sawalich 1 lap down. Obviously, once everything cycles through, they'll gain some of that position back. 53 to go. And drivers running it a little longer here. The guys up front are than we saw the last time we were here 1 year ago.
And this is what you fight so hard for the lead and for clean air. What you're seeing what happened to Justin Allgaier. Kyle Larson had that run. He got to the inside of him, had gained, closed that gap so quickly. Justin did an amazing job to carry the speed on the outside into 3 and 4 and hold him off, not give him that pit position so easily. And now it's netted him to continue to be in the lead, have the clean air, and have a half-second lead right now as we rumble towards possible green flag stops for these drivers. That's why you fight so hard to keep it.
It's our longest green flag run of the day. And you referenced the importance of track position. I go to Austin Hill, who won that battle off the pit road into stage 1, and he ends up winning stage 2. So it is big, enormous here at Texas Motor Speedway. More green flag pit stops. Back to Kim.
Yeah, Ryan Sieg, remember, was part of that finish last year with Sam Mayer, where he ended up 2nd. Wanted to kind of get redemption here. We haven't seen him battle for the lead, but he's had a solid day running right outside the top 5. They will make a track bar adjustment. You see right there, 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for the 39 of Ryan Sieg.
Harrison merges in a little bit further down pit road as well. He started this run free, but then it started to build back tight on him throughout the course of this run. They'll change 4 tires and add fuel to the 25. He's been inside the top 10 most of the day.
Scheduled green flag pit stops for a couple of Ford drivers. Ryan Sieg was 6th. Harrison Burton was 8th. And here comes Harrison's cousin, Jeb Burton, making a pit stop. Kim?
Yeah, wants to continue that string of good finishes. Came in here with 2 back-to-back top 10 finishes and good points today. Right now, in line for that. Rebound for him, too. We talked about guys that have rebound today. They are certainly one of them. After a penalty early, they'll take 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Just snug has been the trend for that car today.
And Larson's coming to pit.
Larson running 2nd, going to give up his position and make a scheduled green flag pit stop here. Nick Sanchez coming as well. Here they are, Kim.
Yeah, and for the 88, that's bounced between free and tight all day long. Most recently, though, Kyle telling the team it's back to loading tight. That's his biggest problem. He needs that car just to turn a little bit better. You see the chassis wrench in the back of that race car as they put on 4 fresh Goodyear tires and take Sunoco fuel, Dylan.
Jesse Love is in as well. Remember, they pitted and had multiple stops for that damage on the 2 car. Car's been pretty good. Jesse said he felt fine, just a little bit draggy, but he's been able to drive it back inside the top 10. He'll pick for 4 tires and fuel as well.
So this will be an interesting cycle as we were watching Justin Allgaier caught in a ton of traffic there as the 88 Kyle Larson is on pit road. We'll see when they want to react to what the 88 team has done. I was looking at some of the lap times. There's not an immense difference in newer tires, but it is a difference, Dylan.
Austin Hill is in. He'll pick from the 4th spot. And we heard him talking about how tight he was. That hasn't gotten any better. He was asking for wedge adjustments, tire pressure adjustments, basically all of it under the course of that green flag run. They'll pit here. You see the wrench in the back window to make a chassis adjustment. Expect they'll make an air pressure adjustment as well to try to get this 21 car sorted out for Austin Hill. Brandon Jones in as well. He felt like he didn't have any front grip at the start of the run, but it started to come back to him. He's been inside the top 5, and right of the screen, Allgaier is in as well.
Justin Allgaier making his pit stop 1 lap after Kyle Larson. So how will this merge out? And does pitting 1 lap earlier, getting those fresher tires pay off for driver 88? Now this won't be the battle for the lead right now, but it will be once everything cycles through, unless the caution comes out. That would shake things. Here comes the 7 off the pit lane. There is the 88 into turn 1. Kyle Larson drives by through the cycle.
Yeah, I was going to say I expected to be advantage. Kyle Larson, he had the newer tires, and Justin Allgaier spent 2 or 3 laps stuck in a mess of traffic that really slowed up his lap times. That hurt him before getting on pit road. Advantage 88 team.
Kyle Larson gets in earlier, and that's going to net him the top spot once everything cycles through. There are some drivers, though, that are yet to come in. In fact, the top 9, when you look at the bumper, have not made a pit stop, and they will have to make a trip down pit road before this thing ends. And some of them have a good bit of time before they're going to have to make that pit stop. We're on board with Sam Mayer, who's taken over the race lead. Last time he pitted was lap 109. So as you look at our bumper, 45 to go.
Sam Mayer has to pit.
91 laps remaining. So
everybody up front.
15, 20 laps
Top 7 still have to pit.
Right, they'll most likely ride this out as long as they can in that sense of trying to catch that caution potentially. If
Right
it
now,
goes
top
late enough
6.
that they can force others to want to have to come.
Oh, trouble! Oh, Allgaier in the wall. Chris Wright.
Lost the race lead and now trouble.
Caution is out. Allgaier. And now Allgaier's stuck in the grass.
Caution number 8.
Wow.
The right front upper's broke.
Cycle back to 12 after the pit stop.
So caution is out.
And you think about how dominant he's been
After a 23-minute and 4-second green flag run.
Something like this happens.
Led 99 laps, won a stage, was in control. And his record at Texas will go to 0 for 28. 28 start here today, still looking for his first Texas win.
This is down 3 and 4. Chris Wright is way off the pace as they come off of 4. Slides up, and Justin is going at such a high rate of speed. Can't react, and that's in that point in the corner. Basically gets in the back of him and causing this wreck here. We saw earlier when Justin went around the outside of Chris Wright, who was way off the pace a couple laps prior when he was racing with Kyle Larson. But really, that's just 2 cars at such a different rate of speed at that time and that place. Justin on newer tires is trying to make up time. He's just lost the lead to the 88. He knew that. He saw that all unfold.
Not the first time Allgaier has had a lap car impede his progress here. So now you start thinking about those drivers that had not made a pit stop. And we are showing right now only 12 drivers on the lead lap. Let's get Chris Wright radio, driver 5.
Oh, yeah, out of the way. Yeah, I just got to hold one line, man. You said low then outside. Doing the best I could there, guys. Yeah, 10-4. 10-4.
I feel like in that position, you know, where Chris was. He was sort of on the bottom and then sort of moved up and sort of lost the car, the pace they're going. As we look here once again from the aerial, you know, the team's saying, hey, you got to hold one lane. He entered on the top, he's at the bottom, and now he sort of moves up, and that just makes it so unpredictable for Justin to try and choose where to go when a car is that much slower and you're going that much faster than them and they're moving lanes. You know, when lap cars are sort of told by NASCAR, you're told by NASCAR often, if you're a lap car, hey, the best thing you can do is just hold your lane. It doesn't matter what lane you're running, just hold it, just run a line. Allow the faster cars to have to get around you, but do it in a predictable way. And when they're unpredictable, that's what makes it really tough. And as racer drivers, we get angry when a car is unpredictable. They move lanes and they're way slower than you're going. It makes it hard for you to react because you're going so fast. You can't just suddenly turn the car on a dime.
I don't want to make a case that Allgaier should have won every race this year or anything, but when you think about...
That'd be quite a shock.
But you think about their performance.
Yeah.
They're in the game every week. And, you know, to see it end this way for him is so disappointing. And now, you know, I look at our leaderboard, 6 or 7 drivers inside the top 10 that are yet to make a pit stop, that are on the lead lap. I should say 7 drivers that are on the lead lap that are yet to make a pit stop, where they get to come under yellow. And this is really going to shake things up because a lot of those drivers that had gone a lap down that had made a pit stop are going to do the wave around here. So we're going to have a big shuffle before we eventually go back under green.
And for Larson and Sanchez, who had pitted, you know, they only got 7 laps in their tires, like a couple green flag laps. So, you know, they most likely will stay out here. And if you look at, you know, some of those drivers, they're going to have newer tires. It's not going to be a massive tire advantage, but it will sort of shake things up for what the running order is right now.
William Sawalek should made a green flag pit stop, was a lap down. He gets the free pass here. 13th is where he is in the running order. Pit road's going to open this time, so we'll get a restart here. Inside of 40 laps to go. Something a long way from over. And even though he's going to pit, the guy that's leading this race for now, Sam Mayer, the guy that got the checkered flag here a season ago. Here comes Mayer and others, Kim.
And Sam saying the car's pretty good despite that damage he sustained earlier. You see him at the top there. He said it did build a number or 2 throughout the run, so they will take a slight air pressure adjustment. Middle there, tight is the word on pit road for all of these drivers. Taylor Gray reporting need to be freer. He's just too tight on landing, and that car running just a little bit hot. And Daniel died there at the very bottom. That driver coming into this race with 2 straight top 10s, looking for a third. Kevin Walter telling his team, no reason we can't finish top 10 here today. We have the speed. Again, just needs a little bit freed up so he has better turn in that race car.
When the green flag, when the caution flag comes out, rather, in the midst of a cycle of green flag pit stops, you know there's going to be a big shuffle.
The Cardinals game was postponed.
Justin Allgaier, been incredible today, but unfortunately, his afternoon over prematurely. As he gets involved with Chris Wright, he was more than 1 lap down in the race.
Sadly, windshield chips can turn into windshield cracks. But at least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Sweet.
SafeLight can come to you for free. Don't wait. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule now.
Did you bring it?
At Napa, we are the pros that know AC services inside and out. From professional grade parts to complete system solutions, we have everything you need to keep your customers cool and comfortable mile after mile.
Fill up on all the good stuff at Subway. All your faves packed with tons of crispy veggies and fresh sliced meats. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
The Let's just get a closer look.
Mom?
Nina, wait!
5 immersive worlds. One amazing theme park. Our universe will never be the same.
Here?
Oh, you gotta see this.
Epic Universe, only at Universal Orlando Resort.
Coming up next, it's the return of Grand Slam track from Miami. The top names in the game collide in a high-stakes battle with over $12 million on the line. This is where legends are made. Grand Slam track from Miami. It's coming up next on CW. I like this. Gabby Thomas getting warmed up and ready to go. And Parker, you told me.
You're a pretty fast runner. I don't think you'd beat her by it.
No, but you did tell me if you had done the track thing, you would have been a 100 meters guy.
Anything short. That would have been my thing. I'm not a long distance guy. I used to run basically a 4.5 back when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah. I think I saw you at the NFL Combine.
The thing is, I was working out with a former NFL quarterback, and I wanted to get there. So we worked on it. I did, and now I'm probably about 2 seconds slower. Yeah. And especially if I ate that.
Are you okay to have a sample?
I would.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know if that was a party foul or if that's acceptable.
I just find it interesting they cook pork in the pig.
It's counterproductive, isn't it? Carla, what's up?
Yeah, Adam, we know the adversity that William Sawalich has faced in his rookie season. I asked him earlier this week, I said, have you ever been through a season like this? He said, it's honestly the most adversity I've ever faced. He also reminded me that he's never run a full season of anything prior to this year. And if he did, it was actually short track. So coming to the Xfinity Series and running the variety of tracks has been an adjustment for him. And then, of course, add the mechanical issues the team has had over the last couple of weeks. It's been a tough go for Sawalich, but a better showing today. Kim?
Yeah, let's check in with the 48 of Nick Sanchez, currently running in the second position. What a day for him. And it's been a combination of them being very happy with their speed lately. And speed trumps everything, in his opinion. If they have speed, the wins will come. He also has a great record here in the Truck Series. And on top of that, this is a brand new car. They were very confident about it. It's showing here today, looking to put the pressure on Kyle Larson. Dylan?
And Kim, another team that felt really good about what they had at the start of the day was the 8 cars. Sammy Smith, the junior motorsports cars all have been so strong today. But if we get a look at the front of this race car, you'll see the damage that they've had to encounter or overcome from the lap 1 collision. They net gained in that cycle of pit stops, stayed out long there. It's got them inside the top 10 now, Kim.
Day done for Justin Allgaier after leading 99 laps today. You got tangled up with a lapped car trying to pass. Just walk me through what exactly happened.
Well, we almost got wiped out right before the green flag stopped by the same car, and going to the middle of 3 and 4 there. He went up and then turned down and then went back up, and then I tried to go to the bottom and he lifted and went back down. And just,
I was like kind of thinking something like that was going to happen in my head.
This Logistics Chevrolet obviously had a really fast car. Having a great battle with Kyle there, and we lost a little bit of time on that pit stop, but I still thought that, if the race plays out the way that it should, we were going to have a great shot at it. I'm frustrated at it today. I'm frustrated myself. Just I'll go back and watch the film and figure out what I can do different.
Top 5 cars had made a green flag pit stop. Top 5 prior to the choose, so they stay out here. Mayer was 6 prior to the choose.
Great battle is having with Larson, but now Larson's going to be leading, and we're back green.
Restart 37 to go.
Feels like it's the first time we've seen Justin Allgaier and Austin Hill is the front row on a restart here. Great start by Larson. Sanchez didn't quite get going as well, but he's going to try and squeeze the 21 of Austin Hill.
Sanchez has been racing with the best all day and continues to deliver. Had nothing for Larson, who jumps away on the restart, but second place, very, very good. Austin Hill, Nick Sanchez.
He's been doing a great job with that car wiggling around at times. The same there behind them got really high in that light blue car. Sandy's frozen custom car, as we had earlier.
And a couple of Fords back there. You talk about Mayer. I'll mention Ryan Sieg, who's working on a top 5 finish for a second consecutive season in Texas.
Austin Hill was fighting a really tight race car, but it looked like he may have been able to clear Nick Sanchez there as we go on board with Sam Mayer. Austin was able to clear him, but once again. He's been on the right, sliding that right rear all day long.
And look who's right behind him, finding his way to the top 5. Taylor Gray has been beaten around a little bit today, but the 54 finishing strong as Sanchez is able to grab second place.
Really impressive, too. I mean, this is what I expected to see out of him here today. Just knowing the speed those Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas at times at this racetrack. And I felt like this would just suit his style from what I saw him last year in his limited starts and what we've seen out of him this year in the mile and a half. Really good job by him to be up here in the top 5.
2 rookies in the top 5, 3 in the top 6, and all of them drivers that desperately need a good day because they're fighting for a playoff position.
And I appreciate Nick's sentiment for what we heard from Kim about how speed sort of fixes everything. As long as you have speed, I have to agree with him. If you've got speed, the other stuff you can hope comes together and gets put together in terms of executing races, but the speed they've shown today has been great. He's done an excellent job on restarts and hold on to a car that at times looks pretty loose.
These two racing for second, going back and forth. Larson loves it as he starts to stretch his advantage in the front. He's got a 1.5 second lead over Sanchez. Jones quietly in the top 5. Mentioned the rookies in the top 6. Daniel Dye back there in the 6th position.
For Austin Hill, you know he wants to really get by this 48. If he wants to see if he has anything for the 88. We saw how many laps he led earlier, leading 54 laps in this race. It was good when he was in clean air, struggled a little bit when they fell into dirty air and got tight. But you know he probably thinks he might have something for that 88 if he can get by the 48. But right now that's going to be a really tough pass to make. He had that one run at it. It's going to be tough to make that sort of momentum again and materialize a run like that.
31 laps to go. 35 Mason Massey on board here. Jeb Burton. Jeb's 15th.
He's surrounded by some wounded race cars that we've seen be fast earlier in the day. But through all the incidents we've had, pretty beat up. Through Jesse Watt, that one a quapple.
He's been a yo-yo, as Jeb Burton. Came in more than 20 points above the cut line. His advantage over 13th now is plus 15. He's 10th on our leaderboard. Riley Herbst in the 19, flashing in that same position. William Sawalich, who was in line for his career best day, made the green flag pit stop, lost a lap, got the free pass, but he's trying to find some speed late.
I think Jeb's struggling right here. Lost a couple positions. You saw he actually got almost moved up the racetrack a little bit by the 19. That's just getting the air taken away off of turn 4. As Austin Hill continues to work on Nick Sanchez here, he's going to have to find some way to get the run off of turn 2. Maybe similar to what we've seen Larson do the diamond cut down earlier in the exit. We know that car, he talks about being tight, but it's looking a little better now as he gets closer to the back of Nick Sanchez. And Nick does a great job of running that outside lane down here in 3 and 4 to make sure he doesn't get the runs there. It's such a game of inches. When you're trying to make a pass at a mile and a half like this, when you're in Austin Hill's position, you're trying to look for just tiny, minute differences in where you place your race car compared to Nick Sanchez to get out of the dirty air, to get downforce to the front of your car. You'll see that Austin Hill, maybe down to 3 here, will just poke his left headlight out just a little below the 48. That's just trying to get some air to it. There you see it. 48 inches a little higher, the 21 a little lower. Just keeping a little bit of air on that front of the nose helps you turn, helps you potentially get that run.
Yeah, so Nick Sanchez and Austin Hill having a great battle for second, but Larson pulling away, continues to pull away.
And it's what Austin Hill does so well. He'll talk about it when they get their debrief meetings on Monday. He'll talk about just the littlest things he did different to try and affect the air to make that race car turn.
And the more that you can learn in this situation, at this style of track, the payoff can be enormous, because the next time we race mile and a half Charlotte Motor Speedway, and twice in the playoffs we're racing at mile and a half tracks, so you have to get it figured out in that dirty air so that when more is on the line you can really step up, take advantage. And he's one of those drivers, no doubt, September, October we'll be talking a lot about.
No doubt about that. And the thing you just saw him do there, he almost sort of dove out of the 48's lane there below his bumper on the entry, then slid up through the center of the corner, just trying to see if he can get any sort sort of different. Dives to the bottom in 3 and 4 here as he seems to have a run. Trying to get up beside him, maybe side draft on the exit. Doesn't quite get there, but that's the sort of thing you have to do. You just got to do something different if you want to get by someone at a mile and a half like this.
Yeah, here's the other thing I would bring up. Track position, we've said it, it's enormous. Every position you can get on track is huge, but should we get a caution late? We know how good that 21 team has been on pit road.
Oh, yeah.
So everything you can do to help yourself on track could be a setup. Should we get that late race caution and everyone comes down pit road to get him in a position to win the race?
And they're not faster by a little bit. That pit crew, by the way, there was times last season they were almost a second faster than anyone on average through the whole field. It's an incredible pit crew. They do amazing things on pit road for Austin Hill.
Let's do a little through the field with 24 laps to go. Kim, lead us off.
Yeah, Taylor Gray currently in that 4th position, that 54 car. And what's hindered them this season has just been race execution. I talked to crew chief Jason Radcliffe. He feels like they've qualified very solidly this season. They unload decent and have good practices. They just need to do a better job of setting themselves up for the race. Obviously, no crashes yesterday. That means they unloaded pretty good here with some significant speed. Right now running in the top 5. In that 5th position, Sam Mayer in that 41 car. Again, remember he won this race last year, was trying to defend that win, and the last few weeks have been very frustrating.
Mayer's running in 5th.
Still 3rd in points after being 2nd for so long. That accounts for the strong start this team has had on the season. Crew chief Jason Trincherry told me they're hoping to get back to that strength. Right now, Sam Mayer in the 5th position, Dylan.
And right behind him is Brandon Jones, who runs in the 6th spot. Spoke with crew chief Sam McCauley this morning. He said our mile and a half stuff has been really good this year. They finished 6th at Vegas, which is probably the most direct comparison, but also tested in Charlotte a few weeks ago. Said they learned a lot as a company about what they need to do better in these type of racetracks, paying off for them so far today. Their pit crew also won last night. The truck series with Corey Heim has been lights out for them all year and today. So everything going right for the 20 car right now. Just trying to finish it off, Cam.
And things going right also for Daniel Dye in that number 10 car, currently in the 7th position. Remember for that last pit stop, I told you guys that Kevin Walter, the crew chief, came on the radio, told the team there's no reason we can't finish top 10. That would be the 3rd straight top 10 for this team. They had a mediocre season up until a few weeks ago. Daniel told me it could be worse, but it could also be better. That does not mean that there isn't room for improvement. He said we haven't peaked too soon, which is where they want to be right now, Dylan.
Sammy Smith runs in the 8th spot. Pretty remarkable recovery for them. A couple of off weeks coming up for the Xfinity Series, but not for this 8 team. Philip Bell, the crew chief, has his guys doing some racing of their own. Next week, one of their engineers is going to go race a go-kart with support from the crew, and Sammy is testing a dirt mini sprint at Millbridge in North Carolina to help improve some racecraft things that he wants to get better at. So he'll be busy next week, and as we said, you see the damage there on the nose. Lap number 1, they're trying to recover from that and get Sammy his 3rd top 10 in his 3 Texas starts, Kim.
And Ryan Sieg running in the 9th position. Maybe not quite the day they had here last year, but certainly a solid day and much needed for the team. Crew chief Matt Noyes told me he doesn't feel great about where the season is. The last 2 weeks have put them in a worse spot than they want to be, and he blamed it on sloppiness. But he said it's not just one thing. They just need to clean everything up today. Right now they've had a very solid day at Texas Motor Speedway. He said the hardest thing to find is speed. We feel like they have that. We just need a solid points day. About 30 to 35 points is what they were looking for. As we look at the 51 of Jeremy Clements running in that 10th position, if he's able to hold that spot, this would be his first top 10 at Texas in his career, and that would be a really good thing for this team, as they only have 1 top 10 in the last 10 races. That happened at Rockingham, Dylan.
Jesse Love has moved back into the 11th spot in the 2 car after a tough start with that color, a good start, and then a tough middle of the race with that crash and contact. They just kind of had to scratch and claw to get back to this spot. Speaks to the mindset that this team has had. We've told you about that the last couple of weeks. They've been on full offense, and when you do that, sometimes you can get a good day out of a day that didn't look so good initially. They're trying to do that here, sneak into the top 10. The team that is having a good day on merit is Anthony Alfredo behind Love. He runs in the 12th spot in the 42 car. Spoke with Anthony last week about the start of their year. He said if we had some things that we could control that needed to improve, that's kind of a clear target for us, but we've had speed and just no luck. So they've done the right things right today, and a home race for their sponsor Ramco as well. Good run going for them.
such a slow start to the year. His first campaign driving the 42 for Youngs. But the last month, as Dylan talks about, they've been much better. Back-to-back top 15s before their best run of the year last week.
Larson has an over 5-second lead over second place.
For the 42 group. And
just fucking putting on a clinic.
A little sneak peek of second place. Sanchez hanging on in front of Austin Hill as we're coming to 15 to go.
He's doing a great job of just holding off the 21 car, who I think is probably a little bit faster to be able to run that close to him. Occasionally has a little quicker lap time, lap after lap. Austin's real close here, but he just can't find the momentum to get by here. As Nick just uses that outside lane so effectively, just not giving the 21 any chance, but the 21's going to try to pack the air on the lane. That's going to work.
See that right rear kick out, a little sideways. Austin Hill says, thank you very much. It took him a long time, but finally 21 jumps in front of the 48 for second.
This is why you gotta love the Xfinity car. Look at this. You pack a little air on the left rear. You don't have to ever touch him. Just put the air there. That gets Nick super loose. Be able to drive on by, which I felt like the 21 was probably quicker, and Nick did an incredible job to hold him off as long as he did. That move that's pretty right there to make a pass at Texas in an Xfinity Series car. You know, Nick's probably thinking that Jesse Love did that to him at Rockingham. Got him all sorts of sideways for the lead. Now Austin Hill's with the RCR teammates packing air on.
Good news is you're up to second if you're Austin Hill. Bad news is you're almost 6 seconds behind race leader Kyle Larson. And Larson found out mid-race he was going to drive this car. We rewind to Talladega, final lap. Connor Zilic, the full-time driver, is leading the race. Gets turned into the inside wall, went to the care center, and actually made a post Sunday morning. He was just sore, but decided this week he's going to set it out due to injury to his back. And as we watch this in the final lap at Talladega, we've got a caution here at Texas.
It's Corey Day.
And it's for the 17 of Corey Day.
Wow, this will change things for sure. It's Corey had an incident down in turn 3 and 4.
Okay, now I'm thinking about this. Who's been driving that 17 this year?
So it was a 12-minute and 39-second green flag run. He hit that tire barrier and it's damaged. They might have to repair that.
Then I think about
They might have to stop the race.
When Larson was leading the 17, we got a caution he didn't need. Well, you saw how hard that hit was.
That was down to the inside there. Into the tire barriers there, down on the bottom of 3 and 4.
Dave was running 15th when he had his problem. And we've been celebrating him all day long. It's been really, really positive today. And we're already spinning as you see it up there top of the screen.
But he was really high up the racetrack. We've talked about it, I feel like, on repeat all day. If you get out of the groove, it's super slippery. If you're up in that gray in those top 2 lanes here at Texas, there's absolutely no grip. So however he ended up there, he eventually lost the race car and ended up down on the inside racetrack into those inside barriers.
Showing 18 cars on the lead lap. I'm just curious, what are you thinking here? Because track position has been huge. But man, I mean, you're going to have right around 10 laps to go for the restart.
Yeah, and I think that's the discussion. You know, we've seen here in the past 2 tires can work in this position when you have enough laps on them, but the fall off isn't significant enough to need 4 tires. You want to keep just enough track position. The key is how close would the 4 tires be to you, right? That's one of the other keys if you do decide to take 2 over 4. It's a tough decision.
You know, we debated coming into this race with the competition caution. How do you manage that at lap 20? Because of the compromise of track position. And some guys came that we didn't anticipate would come down pit road there.
And you would think the decision to come down would be pretty simple. That's not quite the case. There was a little bit of debate on the 88, but ultimately here's what crew chief Marty Lindley told his driver Kyle Larson.
10 to go before the pits are open. There's 17 cars on the lead lap. I think a lot of them comes. I think we got to come to win. Okay, yeah, whatever you want to do.
No way.
So you heard that from the team.
I was going to say, Kim, you knew there was no way Larson's going to argue. He always just drives the car,
yeah,
right?
Sorry, Kim. Adam got real excited about that.
I did.
No, you're all good. It's exciting. We have a caution and a restart with less than 10 laps to go.
And now it goes to what we talked about in a lot of lap cars between the 88 and 21. So he's got a nice advantage before he comes down here, which is huge. But we've also talked about how good that 21 team has been on pit road. They said they would come on the radio, and here they are, Kim.
Yes, and Kyle Larson telling his team, I'm not sure what I need. He said, I'm a little free to fire off. I wasn't bad.
So Larson's pitting. A lot of people are pitting up front.
A little bit shorter. And crew chief Marty Lindley saying, I'll tighten you up just a little bit for this last little bit stint.
Brandon Jones is in as well, was running in the fifth spot. He said we were just too tight on that run. Disconnected the back of the car, but didn't do anything to help the front. He'll change right side tires and an air pressure adjustment as well. Go around and change the left sides as well. Austin Hill will be in as well, a little bit further down pit road. He said that he was free behind cars, but shattered the fronts as soon as he got in the 48. He'll keep making swings at it.
This is going to be fun on the restart because 6 cars stayed out, including Austin Hill and Nick Sanchez. It's going to get interesting. Get your popcorn ready. Larson's got some ground to make up on fresh tires. Restart inside of 10 laps to go when we return to Texas.
Bring the heat with Blue Chew. Speak with a licensed medical provider at BlueChew.com to find out if Blue Chew is right for you.
If you feel like you're on the wrong road with your finances, Credit Karma can help you push through to a better place with personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Sadly, windshield chips can turn into windshield cracks. But at least you can go to SafeLight.com and schedule a fix in minutes.
Sweet.
SafeLight can come to you for free. And our highly trained techs can replace your windshield right at your home.
Safe light, safe light.
Don't wait. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule now.
From now on, this we are part of the NBC crew.
Of Weber grills, the Weber Spirit Gas Grill, Searwood pellet grills for searing and smoking, and the rust-resistant Weber Slate Grill. From burgers to breakfast, Ace is the place for your perfect Weber grill. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Smiling first can help someone find the courage to do the same.
What if I told you that one of the best things you can do to improve the look and performance of your car can be done for under $20 and in less than 30 minutes?
Fix your cloudy and weathered headlights with Cerakote's #1 best-selling ceramic headlight restoration kit in just 3 easy steps and without power tools. Just wipe, sand, and apply. It's that easy. Cerakote restores and protects, and for as long as you own your vehicle, it's guaranteed. You can trust Cerakote with over 60,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait until it's too late. Buy today for under $20.
Great finish coming at Texas Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series after today. 2 weeks off. Next time we're on track. Memorial Day weekend in Charlotte. Saturday, May 24th, 3:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific. We look forward to that right here on CW. Now the choose. Hill goes inside, Sanchez outside. And there's what I'm watching. Where did Larson go? Outside the 88.
That gives him a lane. He can just go to the top and drive by some of these other cars that don't quite have the same level of grip on older tires than him. If he's able to work the in, you don't want to go too high, though. We've seen plenty of guys go too high and lose the nose of the race car, lose the rear of the race car on the exit. But we also had this on pit road here. Riley Herbst in the 19 car. Circled there, and the black car gets hit by his teammate William Swallich and goes for a spin.
Damn.
Did he make it in the box?
You can pit face the wrong direction as long as you're in the box. Help him out. A little tricky getting out after that happens, especially when everybody else is on pit road. Austin Hill trying for his 4th win of the season. And how about his first year?
Gonna go back green with 7 laps to go in Fort Worth, Texas.
Nick Sanchez looking for his first ever win. You got Taylor Gray, another rookie, on row 2, looking for his first victory. Outside of row 2, Sam Mayer.
Damn.
Last year in a photo finish.
And you really got to keep those rear tires clean. They can get very dirty here.
Maybe, I don't know.
Dust in the outside lane. That picks up
I don't know,
caution.
Rafa.
It's really easy to spin your tires here in Texas.
Larson outside of row 4,
I might.
88. Going to be 7 laps
Might
remaining when we go green.
Never want to commit to anything.
Time to settle the
Green
score.
flag. Sam Mayer coming in for the lead. Wow. Here comes Larson. But Larson's going to fall. Nick Sanchez gets back to second. Austin Hill to the point. Austin Hill trying to battle for second now. And Sam Mayer, the leader, won last year, won this race at Texas in that photo finish with Ryan Sieg, one of the closest Xfinity finishes ever. Sammy Smith on the wall. That's a caution. Hard hit for Sammy Smith. So that was a 1 and 7 second green flag run about.
What a shame for the comeback that they had from that front end damage on lap 1. Essentially, had recovered well to be solidly in the top 10 most of this race and had a chance at the top 5. Here as you watch all
so Sammy Smith is just driving around.
21 gets a little loose. They're gonna get to the exit of the corner.
Oh yeah, 21 made contact with him, and then he got loose, went in the wall.
Sammy in a really vulnerable spot. We also had Jeremy Clements at the outside wall here.
Oh, Jeremy Clements at the wall in the backstretch.
That looked like a product of what we've seen multiple times. We talked about it just being too far out and too wide off of 2. The track falls away from you. Let's take a listen to 21.
That's not bad. I got loose and then misjudged it on chasing it up.
I'd agree. That's a good assessment. You know, that I don't think Sammy did anything wrong. He didn't have an awkward line. He wasn't cutting down in any respect, but you saw Austin had that wiggle through the center of the corner and just chased the car up far too far and ended up getting the left rear of Sammy Smith.
I'll say this, though, and Sammy's had a great comeback, as you talked about, but having a win in his pocket, enormous when you don't get to finish. You feel like you deserve on a day like today when they had battled so hard through the rough times early in this race.
And it doesn't mean they can keep it rolling. But the way this day is gone, you still might end up with an okay finish.
That's true. We're going to go to overtime to decide this thing.
Well, that's serious damage there for the 8.
Let's go back. Take a look at this restart. 7 to go. Hill and Sanchez up front, and it was on at the green flag.
We talked about how hard or easy it is to spin your tires. That's what happened to Austin Hill, and Sam Mayer gave Nick Sanchez the ultra push there. Pushed him so far out that he was a little too wide off of 2, got to the center and did an amazing 3-wide pass down into 3 and got this bump and push by Larson down the back. Gave him that lead. That was an incredible move, and then Larson just ends up too high, and Nick shoots the middle there, which was amazing to be able to cut under Larson and get back into second. That shot, that's a major shot.
I just don't know what it is about Sam Mayer in the last 7-8 laps at Texas, because last year I felt like he came out of nowhere to get Ryan Sieg.
I literally thought we were on a replay of some sort. But this push was really powerful. Maybe see the car wiggle around as he gets that hit.
Kim?
Well, as we think about this 2's coming up for this next restart, Nick Sanchez currently in the 2nd position. So does he choose the front row or does he choose the lane he thinks is going to be best? Here was his thought.
I think you obviously got to go opposite again just to keep the 88 from having clean air. Sure.
So you heard the thinking, and I'm sure, Parker, you would agree, keep that clean air off the 88 of Kyle Larson for this restart.
Right, I think, you know, if you give the 88 on newer tires and be one of the fastest cars, the front row, he's going to just most likely drive away from everyone. But what we saw in that restart, what Nick did so well is he had a great restart. His 21 spun his tires and gave him a shot at the lead. Sam Mayer sort of pushed him so hard it got him higher up the racetrack than he wanted to be. But, you know, it's also going to come down to hopefully having a pusher like he had with Sam behind him, because that really helped that outside lane. It's tough if you end up side by side with the leader into one. We've seen all day. The only guy that's been able to make those outside passes on a restart has been Justin Allgaier. But we'll see if he can pull it off.
I hope we get a repeat. Here's what happened 1 year ago. Sam Mayer, Ryan Sieg. 2 1,000ths of a second. It's Mayer who wins it.
Such a close finish. And we talked about it earlier in the day. He started off that weekend down in the 30s in practice, didn't know what his race car was doing, didn't think he ran much better in maybe 8th and 9th most of the race, and but when it became time to go for the win, there he was suddenly, just like we are here today. He's got damage on this car, and yet here he is leading, going to an overtime finish.
Changed teams in the offseason, made the move to Haas factory team, driving a Ford now instead of a Chevrolet. Ford has not won this season. Ford has only won one time in the last 31 mile-and-a-half events in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. He's got a long way to go. Overtime here can feel like an eternity, especially with Kyle Larson lurking.
And what Larson's most likely move here is to push the 41 out, and then sort of a similar move to what Sam Mayer did to Nick Sanchez. That sort of push him harder in the corner that he wants to. He'll slide up with those newer tires as Larson decides to go to the top. So completely disregarded what I was thinking. Okay, good.
I wouldn't listen to you either.
No, absolutely not. As I said, I finished second here, so he's definitely going a better way. He's actually won here before.
How about this? We've raced at Texas 47 times in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. This is only our 5th overtime session. And I look at that top 10, and I was kind of talking about this late, but you think about all the storylines. Mitch and Mayer going for his first win of the year. Sanchez trying to do it for the first time in his career. Larson trying to get a win for the 88 team, filling in for Zillage. For Austin Hill, it would be his 4th win of the season. Harrison Burton, what would it mean for him to win for that AM group? Taylor Gray trying to get win number 1. We know about Ryan Sieg. So many good storylines as you look back through the top 10.
Overtime indeed, Jaden.
That could be on their way to victory lane.
You see the drivers really trying to keep those tires clean. Once they're warmed up, they're sticky. They just pick up so much stuff.
Getting ready for overtime. Going to be 2 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth, Texas.
See them weaving around right
Who
now.
is going to win it? Got Sam Mayer, Nick Sanchez on the front row. Austin Hill, Kyle Larson on the second row.
These cars around them, he could be one to watch as well.
Got Taylor Gray and Harrison Burton on row 3.
Mayer and Sanchez.
And Jesse Love and Ryan Sieg, row 4.
Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Going back green. Green flag in the air, 2 laps to go. Here comes Austin Hill. Austin Hill coming in the inside to take the lead. No, but Sam Mayer is going to try to come back on the outside with the help from the draft. Sam Mayer, oh, big crash in the back. Jeremy Clements crashes.
Thought I saw a bunch of smoke and such in the back there as we got in.
Yeah, that was a big crash.
Timing lines are going to determine.
That was about a 24-second green flag run.
The choose, no question about who was leading. Mayer was out front, but behind him, depending on when the caution came out and where those drivers were in relation to that last timing line, could be some things to sort out here.
Yeah, definitely where Taylor Gray is compared to Nick Sanchez, I think will be one that's contested. Taylor did a great job to get down low and get beside the 88 and the 48 as they came out of 2. And so what you'll do is the drivers ride side by side with those cars you think you should be ahead of, and then NASCAR will look into it and eventually inform the teams of where you should be.
And confirming 41 of Mayer is the leader. You see the advantage Larson had for second there. I anticipate that Larson will be second. Before we get to all that, let's go back and look at the crash that put us under caution.
All right, so I saw at the top of the screen. It's kind of late there. Really hard hit.
Yeah.
Backing into the outside wall there off 2. Just feels like a couple laps ago he was hitting it before on the outside with the right side.
Well, and Kim, just did that report on them running inside the top 10 and a chance to have a great day.
And I believe I saw some smoke as they were going through turn 1 out of the 51, maybe a left rear rubbing.
So if you look at our timing loops here, L4 middle of the back straightaway was the timing line we used to determine running order here.
Right. So is about midway down the backstretch. That's what they use to sort it. Obviously, Mayer was in the lead. Larson was in second. I think the question mark was Sanchez, Gray, Austin Hill. They were sort of all side by side.
23 different cars involved in an accident today. It's the most ever in Texas.
Feels that way.
Oh, it does. Well, you know what? We got in our rhythm there early in the final stage.
Yeah.
And you felt like this was going to be that typical mile and a half. Dice it up, stage 1, stage 2. Then you have long green flag run. And the total complexion of the race changes. Not the case today. 11 yellow flags. We're going to have a double overtime. And I got to tell you, I'm not sure we're done yet. Dylan, what's up on the pit lane?
Well, we found Patrick Donahue, who calls the shots for the 48 of Nick Sanchez. So you guys have had a really, really good car today. What is your message to your driver on this restart to try to battle these two in front of him?
I have nothing to say. I mean, he's done a heck of a job, and we got to this point, so not bad for a car that never turned a lap till 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's brand new, and it performed, so it is what it is. We made our bed, and
broken butt? What, dude?
But I'm proud of.
Oh yeah, he did
so
break his
far,
butt.
And for some reason, we always run good here at
in the crash.
Texas, and hopefully it is what it is. But we got a lot of pressure there. The guys got some new tires, but I got faith in Nick, and hopefully we come out of here with a good finish. All we can do is put ourselves in position, as the last few weeks have shown. Anything can happen, and
So it'll be Mayer and Larson on the front row.
Real quick, I walked over here and you were leaned up against these tires. How are you feeling? You nervous? You excited? You ready to go?
I mean, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, but like, I made my decision, we stayed out, and you know, I hate that these cautions keep coming, but like I said, sometimes I don't enjoy this as much as I should. I know Parker's up there, he'll understand, but sometimes I just take a step back and look at everything and try to take it all in. Scott's up there watching, and hopefully we can bring it home.
Good perspective. Good luck the rest of the way. And he mentioned this team always being good here. The Big Machine Racing's only team win came here at Texas in 2022, so they know what it takes to get to victory lane.
Dylan, I can confirm he's nervous because I never seen him off the box. I mean, every time we were in a position close, I knew he was nervous. I could tell it, sense it on the radio. But obviously, Patrick put so much into this program. He's built it from the ground up with Scott Borchetta. And you know, part of my 2 years there, I saw it sort of get into what it build into what it is now. And then obviously Nick taking the reins this year and hopefully taking it to the next level. I think he puts his heart and soul in that program, and you know, just wants to win. And they're so close. They've had a great day. I think it's going to be tough to finish it off here, but we know with how these restarts have been, who knows?
Hey, let's talk choose strategy here. Radio from Team 41, race leader Sam Mayer.
I think wherever you feel like you can get the best launch is where you choose. So my guys says bottom and just get a better launch than you did last time. That was good, but dig more, whatever you got to do to get the good launch.
I'd agree. If you're the leader, it's proven all day. You go to the bottom. You use the bottom. That's the shortest distance. It's a long way down into turn one, and that shorter distance will work for you. He had a major push there. Was sort of pushed up the racetrack by Austin Hill, but I think if he can counteract that, you're in the best position being on the bottom as the leader.
You know, he's had a long time to think about this. And I would rewind to Miami, because Larson dominates that race. Looks like he's going to win. We get a late caution. Who's lined up behind him? Sam Mayer, right? Yep. And he was not happy with Mayer after the race because Mayer got him a little bit from behind, killed his momentum. Ultimately, it's Allgaier who goes on to win the race. So, boy, there's so many storylines within the race today.
And I spoke to Sam Mayer about that in the podcast that following week, and he basically said to me, you know, one of the things that many drivers know is in late race restarts, you go early. You try to push as early as you possibly can. Statistically, that plays in your favor. And he was expecting Larson on that day to go early. Larson waited. That sort of got him sort of off sequence a little bit and got in the back of Larson too hard. He knows that's the thing to do here is to go early. And I think choosing the bottom will be the smart thing right here. And obviously Larson, I think, knows that now, having gone through that situation with him at Homestead. And we'll see who gets the better restart.
It's hard to bet against Kyle Larson in situations like this, but the way this day has gone, totally unpredictable. Getting ready for our second overtime session. We'll do the choose this time by. We'll pay it all off here. You know what? Look who's going to be down there behind him. Taylor into row 2.
I was going to say, Nick Sanchez going to the top.
Can we talk about how cool a paint scheme that is for Larson? That shit's amazing, bro.
On row 3.
It's like really beautiful, pops out.
Here in Texas, it's the return of Grand Slam
Looks
track
badass.
from Miami. The top names in the game,
But also just like appealing to the eye.
$12 million on the line. This is where legends are made. Grand Slam track from Miami. It comes your way next on the CW. And if they have finishes as good as what we're about to have here, we're all winning on the CW this Saturday.
I was also saying, if this goes wrong, we could be to see another Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. If I could walk out, I would, but I can't. I'm going to stick with you for the end.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. I might need you for a while. Jason Trincherry on the box for Sam Mayer.
All right, getting ready to go back green here.
You know, he's nervous right now. Said the last few weeks have been frustrating for that 41 team. They've had damage in this race, but they find themselves controlling this restart position in overtime. What can they make happen?
Double overtime. Pace car going to pull down here. Mayer, Larson on the front row.
All right, here we go. Gonna go back green at Texas Motor Speedway from Fort Worth, Texas, with 2 laps to go. Green flags in the air. Ooh! Contact. Sam Mayer has the lead. Here comes Larson. Larson for the lead. Larson's going to take it. Larson at the point at Texas. And the car in the wall. Nick Sanchez on the wall. We stay green. Kyle Larson coming to the white flag here. 1 lap to go from Texas Motor Speedway for Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson has pulled out to about a half-second lead over second place Taylor Gray and third place Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer almost got in the wall there. And Kyle Larson pulling away to about a second lead, over a second lead now. And Kyle Larson, just being the best, wins at Texas.
Great car, Marty. Good job. Buddy, thanks for stepping up for Connor. Awesome.
He said it earlier in the day, he had to learn. I think we definitely saw that. He was a quick learner and figured out these Xfinity cars here at this Texas.
Kyle Larson is the Texas Xfinity Series winner.
Filling in for that was on the box watching. What he could have learned from today was there was points in time that
filling in for Connor Zilish.
Back in the field that he wanted to be.
Started 20th, yeah.
Probably didn't want to be, but he stuck with it and found a way to win late in this race through multiple overtimes and multiple restarts. I think that's
yeah, they really should have done the driver swap.
You're
right, Jaden.
So closely in his own race car. There you see the 48. We mentioned him getting out of the groove. He was just
well, I mean, if they had done the driver swap, you got to imagine. I mean, I think he still would have, but he would have had to have passed a lot more cars. Larson. He would have had to have passed a lot more cars. There were those few cautions early in the race. He could have maybe got caught up in that. It's not a for sure thing that he would have won anyway if they did the driver swap, because he would have had to, you know, pass more cars. But I think he still would have.
Second win in Texas for Kyle Larson in the Xfinity Series. We'll start top 5 in the Cup race here tomorrow. Let's hear from driver 88. Here's Kim.
Yeah, Adam, you mentioned his second win.
You know, like they might have even lost a lap doing that.
In the Xfinity Series of the season. No, this one a little bit different than Bristol. You had to work hard for this one. What was the key to surviving those late race overtime restarts?
Yeah, there was a lot of survival. I felt like throughout that race, just dodging some wrecks, balance we had to work on quite a bit. So it was fun. You know, I felt like my car though, if I could ever get to the lead, I could stretch out. I just couldn't get by Justin. He was doing a good job of just running where I needed to be. But yeah, thanks to JRM for letting me come run this thing here tonight or here today. You know, obviously wish Connor was in the car, but means a lot that they thought of me to call up to run this thing. So, yeah, thanks to Blue Hogs Barbecue, HendrickCars.com, Chevrolet, Valvoline, everybody who helps out, Hendrick Motorsports, as well as JRM. So, had a lot of fun today, and cool to get another win here.
Kyle Larson, a winner at Texas.
5 wins this season for Junior Motorsports.
Nice.
4 different drivers.
Nice job for Larson.
We've seen the 88 celebrate.
Alrighty, y'all.
In Coda today, it's Kyle Larson filling in.
That's where we're going to end this shit right here. It was a lot of fun today.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right?
Yeah.
Because it's dirt bike
Gas stations.
Yeah, I don't think it will be live for the Nuggets and Clippers.
Next? Oh, you're from
Game
Oklahoma.
7.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet
Yeah.
Rose Sparks.
I think we're going to end the stream right here. I want to thank you guys for